Hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Dylan Hunter, the Great Destroyer? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip for you. Thank you. What's up, Elf, Dylan Hunter? Hey, Jesse, Stone Rain. Good to see ya. How is everyone tonight? It is finally modern time, and we have a wild deck to play tonight. Actually, there's a backup deck too. We are starting with this ridiculous Micromancer Wizard Tribal Ephemerate Blink deck, which I got no idea how this works. If this works, it's got Orvar in it. We're playing Orvar in Modern. Orvar in Modern of all things. So this should be interesting. I'm excited to see if this deck works. And then we got some Sloggerk Assault Loam as a backup deck, which I've been wanting to play Sloggerk Loam for a while, see if it actually worked. We just haven't really gotten to it. So if we get to 2 decks today, that's the backup. But we're starting with Micromancer Shenanigans. Did I get tickets for Amigo the Devil? I haven't got tickets yet, but I am planning on getting tickets to go to a show in Ithaca with Trampled by Turtles in November, which I'm kind of hyped about because those are 2 bands that I really like. Oh, do I have to reset the record? Can't we just start off with 2 wins? All right, I'll reset it. So how is everyone tonight? Hopefully everyone is having a spectacular week, ready for some sweet Magic action. So anyway, let's do our reminders and talk about this deck and start playing Magic, because I feel like if things go well for this deck, it might be kind of like long, grindy games, so we should probably get right into it and see, because it might take us a little while to figure this deck out. So, reminders, replay YouTube, this week, final old streams, including this one in the future, normal YouTube. Yesterday, we played some 5-color defenders in Pioneer for against odds. It was interesting. It does cool things sometimes. We played a lot of defense. Did not do a lot of attacking or offense or winning though. But it was pretty sweet. Tomorrow, pretty fun Much Brew. I think we're going to standard for Much Brew tomorrow. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's standard though. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff coming up on the YouTube. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. If you get a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one. Otherwise, yeah, defenders are tough. They're tough. Merge page, tokens, t-shirts, playback, good ways to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations always appreciated, never required. $2 more gets your message read on stream. Mr. Goldfish, I'm sick today. I think it's food poisoning. Please make my day better with your cheerful bearded bro. Well, super obsessed Beast Ninja. I will do my best. Feel better, please. There's a Riptide Lab. There's a Riptide Lab somewhere down here floating in the deck list. All right, so let's talk about this ridiculous deck. What is this deck trying to do? Shoo, Chaos Spider. Let's go with that. Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 3rd month. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup to you for you. Seth, best advice for which format to invest into? Not too expensive on Moto to win leagues. Pauper is cheap, but the competition is real serious. Yeah, Pauper players are pretty hardcore about their format, although it is really cheap to get into. The other formats are a little more expensive, so I guess it depends on if you feel like you can keep up with the Pauper leagues. If you can be competitive in those leagues, the deck prices are super cheap. Otherwise, Pioneer, I guess, is the next cheapest and probably not as hardcore as the Pauper leagues, but you're still gonna have to spend several times more, I think, to get a Pauper deck or to get a Pioneer deck compared to a Pauper deck. So, or check out the loan programs. I can also definitely recommend those. The loan programs are super helpful. Then you play whatever you want. So look into those. I use the Card Hoarder one, but I think there's 2 of them that are pretty good. But yeah, I would also look into those as a way to play whatever format you feel like. Hey, what's up, Rifu, please? How are you? Good to see you. All right, so this deck, oh my god, this deck is wild. What is this deck trying to do? This is Micromancer Wizard Tribal 4-color, I guess, Blink. This deck, okay, so here's the idea of this deck. We have a Step Through, which tutors up wizards. We are wizard cycling Step Through. I guess we could also cast it to bounce things, but really, we're trying to cycle it to get wizards, to get Micromancer. When we play Micromancer, we can Micromancer to get Ephemerate, and then Ephemerate can blink Micromancer to get something else, and then when Ephemerate rebounds. We can blink Micromancer to get an Ephemerate. So essentially, Micromancer Ephemerate is going to let us tutor up all these 1-mana spells. We can get Thought Seizes, Inquisitions, Fatal Pushes, Echoing Returns, Cling to Dust, Bloodchief Surge, Fluster Orbs, Path to Exile, Discard, Remover, Counter Spells, whatever we need, Graveyard Hate. So that's kind of one of the loops of the deck. And then things get even more ridiculous. We can find Orvar. So as we target our Micromancer, we get more copies of Micromancer, and that's going to let us really go off. We can also just tutor up like Urtype for removal. Magus of the Moon is a wizard to hit on our opponent's land. We can get a Meddling Mage to shut down whatever we need out of our opponent's deck. We can get a Umara Wizard to blink it and get it on the battlefield and send it to the air. So that's kind of the plan of the deck, is this weird wizard Micromancer value loop. So that's what we're trying to set up with the deck. We also have like lands that can bounce our wizards, like Riptide Laboratory can let us pick up our Micromancer and recast it. So wizard shenanigan blink, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about this deck. Is it gonna work? I have no idea. It looks like a pile. It's got Orvar in it, but we're gonna find out if it's possible Micromancer is actually a modern card. Purple Saurus Rex, hey, what's up, dog? How are you? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank ya. So yeah, let's do a Modern League and see. Let's see if it works. Yeah, Warhammer and Infinity released tomorrow, right? As far as I know, neither of those are coming to Magic Online, at least in the near future. I mean, maybe eventually. Hey, what's up, Lucid? How are you? How are you, Purposaurus Rex? Good to see you, good to see ya. Yeah, there's no Naban. There could be a Naban. Naban could work in the deck. We do have a few, like, the thing is we really don't have that many ETB triggers. It's a weird mixture. Our wizards have ETBs, but then we also have a lot of spells in the deck. And we're 80 cards. I don't know if this deck can actually work or not. I guess we're gonna find out. 30 months losing. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Infinity, I don't believe will come to Moto, period. Sadly, I wish, but yeah, I haven't heard anything about it coming to Magic Online. Pleasant Company, first time sub, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. I think the Bon and Harmonic Prodigy deserve a stream. Yeah, we've played those a lot in the past, but maybe we gotta do some more Panharmonic on Wizardsing. Does Meddling Mage and Namon let you name 2 cards? It doesn't, unfortunately. Meddling Mage is as it enters the battlefield you name, rather than when it enters the battlefield. And the as's don't actually work. The whens work, but the as's don't actually work, unfortunately. Oops, stream mode. Oh boy. All right, reveal our dirty companion, Yarion. Well, we got an Ephemerate. An Ephemerate's a card. We can kill things. I guess we keep this. I have no idea what's keepable in this deck. Have you tried the version with Angels, Grace, and Spoils of the Vault? I haven't even seen a version with Angels, Grace, and Spoils of the Vault. What are you trying to win with, like, Thassa's Oracle or something? I know Arena went into, like, an emergency update today, so I'm guessing that's a problem. I've got a fun Modern League combo I think you might like. Rotodrobic and Leyline of Singularity in a sack out yet. Yeah, going infinite with Rotodrobic does sound so cool. Oh, all right. So we're up against Yogg combo. Well, I guess we just use a ugly basic and get rid of the Young Wolf. All right, draw a Cavern, which I guess means we're not getting countered. Hooray. Yeah, Arena's had a rough day of it. I think I know why. I think it's because this was when they did all the updates. Did you see the alchemy? The alchemy updates, they rebalance like half of Streets of New Capenna. It's mostly, it's pretty much all limited stuff, honestly, but there was a lot of cards from New Capenna that ended up getting rebalanced. Thoughts on Wash Away in this deck? Is Modern too powerful for running a tutorable cancel? Let me look at Wash Away. 1 mana instant. Counter target. Well, So it's a cancel. The 1 mana mode's not really gonna do a ton. I guess the 1 mana mode does have some implications. There are like cascade spells. So those aren't cast from hand. I could see playing as a one of. It could be a fine like one of tutor target. Well, play the land past the turn. Not off to the swiftest start here. But I guess that's probably how this deck is. I imagine this is not a very fast deck. Very fast deck. This Flusterstorm's looking real bad. Real bad. Yeah, I can see playing as a one of. We need Eidolon of Blossoms, and Explore Enchantress could be really great. Yeah. Oh, did you see the big... We didn't talk about this. We were so distracted last stream by all the news. But Shadows over Innistrad Remastered is coming. That doesn't get us to Eidolon necessarily, but we're getting closer. Just the fact that they're going back to remastered sets, I feel like that's a really big deal. Eventually, they'll get back to Theros or whatever, and then we'll actually have all those cards. So I'm pretty excited that Wizards is going back to remastering sets. Any deck in Modern that's not fast seems to be struggling in Modern. I mean, I don't think you got to be super fast to compete in Modern, but we'll just get rid of Fiend's Tower. But it is... Oh, boy. So many lands. All right. This is fine. We'll play a Watery Grave. Tap. Well. So next turn we're going to Urtai. All right, I guess we should have played the other land. We're going to grab Yarion. I was thinking we weren't going to do anything, but whatever. We'll grab the Yarion. Next turn we can Urtai, then we can Yarion it if we have to. We shouldn't be dead to a Yogg here. Opponent's only got a Young Wolf. Explorer Anthology is coming this year, though. It's coming this year, so we don't gotta wait that long for new Explorer stuff. This deck is sweet. Do you think is playable in Historic with Oracle of the Alpha? Ooh. So, well, there's the Yogg. Maybe. So... we'd be missing what? Opponent gonna get and hit us. Sure. Not the most devastating Yogg I've ever seen. Opponent can draw a card off of it, but... oh, there's the Micromancer. There's the Micromancer. Well, first we gotta kill the Yogg. So, Cavern on Wizard. No counters for you. Oh, chat, I have a question for you. I need you to weigh in on this, because this is coming up for an upcoming Commander Clash podcast. All right, kill the Yogg. Okay, chat. If you play Commander, because we had a big debate on this. So we were talking tribal support cards, the best tribal support cards in Commander. What is your feeling on Cavern of Souls? Let's say you were a guest on the Commander Clash podcast, and we were doing a tier list. And we were ranking cards based on how good they are, specifically as support cards for tribal decks. What tier would you put Cavern of Souls in? I'm genuinely curious what your opinion is. 10 out of 10 versus Crib. A tier, S tier, A or S, A plus. Like, it's great, right? Like, is it okay? So let me ask you this way: is there any, like, outside of budget? I know budget is a problem because it's very expensive. So let's assume that budget is not a concern. Would you ever just like leave it out of? Would you ever just like leave it out of a tribal deck? Is there any justification to be like, oh, I just don't want to play this, don't need to play this? Yeah, I mean, 5 colors is where it's at its best. I thought it was an S. Like, I put it in all my tribal decks, but I also play a Magic Online, so there's no budget concerns. But I put it in every tribal deck. I was actually surprised it wasn't unanimously an S, and it was actually one of the things we debated the most. Okay, white. So we gotta kill the Yogg. I guess we do it now. Opponent, we just want to do fun things. Yogg number 2. So Urtai. Kill the Yogg. Opponent's going to draw a ton of cards. Oh, it's a human wizard. Oh, no, it's so bad. Okay. That's a lot worse than we realized. So we'll kill the Young Wolf. Oh, no. I don't think I've ever seen that text be relevant before, but protection from humans wrecks us. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. So now they sack the Ignoble Hierarch and they draw 1,000,000 cards. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. I mean, it's also bad that our opponents draw 2 Yogs. That's also not good. Yeah, what's the argument for not playing Cavern in your tribal deck? It's like random flavor text. Protection from Humans is supposed to be random flavor text, and it's gonna it's gonna beat us. It is going to beat us. Oh, stop drawing Yogs for once in your life, opponent. Opponent. Gonna try to go infinite, so we will attempt to Ephemerate. Counter the Messenger. Opponent gets to draw a card. Okay, that was good at least. We stopped the draw of Messenger. Opponent draws more cards, of course. Never ends. How do we kill this? How do we kill this Yogg? Apparently not with Urtai. But it's like a flavor thing. Like, it's not like Protection from Humans is supposed to be an important ability. It's supposed to be, like, flavorful for Yogg. No, you have 2 of them? Strangleroot, guys. All right, so our opponent has officially gone infinite. And a Birds of Paradise. So our opponent can draw 14 cards or something. Yeah, I don't know how we win from here. Hey, what's up, dollar sign? How are you? Opponent, gonna sack the birds, gonna kill the Urtai. I'm surprised they're not... Yeah, all right, sure. So this is gonna mean our... Ephemerate's not gonna do much. Opponent passes. I guess our opponent doesn't really want to sack any of these, but they probably will. Ephemerate. The Urtai. We will choose. So it doesn't really matter, right? If we target this, they just do their combo. Yeah, none. Return target creature. All right. Well, Micromancer's time to shine. If there was ever a time. The problem is our opponent gets to draw their deck here, which is very bad for us. So we will Micromancer. No counters. Tutor up a 1-drop. It'll be Fatal Push. Not a human. Crack this. Get a swamp. Kill the Yogg. All right, so now our opponent draws their deck. No, it says another creature, unfortunately. Destroy another target creature, Planeswalker. If it could target itself, we would cycle it to draw a card. Had an opponent who got another player who was playing Changelings with his Baneslayer. yeah, those random protections, those flavor... Baneslayer's the same way. Like, protection from Demons and Dragons, it's supposed to be more of a flavor thing than a gameplay thing. It's very... infrequent that the actual text is relevant, but wow, opponent did not. Oh boy. All right, well, our turn has been passed. Opponent drew until they found another Yogg, I assume. Yeah, I think we're just dead here. Shouldn't you run Naban in here? I mean, from a fun perspective, yes. From a getting wrecked by Ren in 6 perspective, probably not. All right, opponent, gonna get another Yogg. Like, I think Naban is really fun, but I have never actually managed to play a deck where I think Naban was actually, like, competitive. So I could see throwing one in just because I enjoy playing with Panharmonicon effects, but I mean, I guess in an 80 card deck, it would be pretty easy to play it as a one of, and then be like, oh, we can tutor it up. All right, so opponent goes infinite, blah, blah, blah. I assume you know how this works. So they just infinitely sack their Undying Things, Blood Artist. I mean, they found 3 Yogs. They found 3 Yogs. What are we supposed to do about this? Which card are you most excited to see on Arena from Shadows over Innistrad Remastered? I think Emrakul's going to be something. That is going to be interesting. I do not know how Arena players are going to handle having it in the format, honestly. Getting your turn stolen is frustrating. I can imagine that being a card that people complain about, although it hasn't been like dominant in Pioneer. I think Spirits getting the rest of their pieces is going to be pretty sweet. Zombies, actually getting some big zombies is going to be pretty sweet. As far as just like fun cards, Cryptolith Rites has some really cool combos. That's not on Arena, right? I'm pretty sure it's not on Arena. I guess the other question is how much of this actually makes it onto Arena? You never know. I assume what happened here, I assume that Wizards had to program Meld because of Brothers War. And then they were just like at this point, we already programmed Meld, which is a really weird mechanic. So since we already did that, we might as well just add the rest of the Meld cards. Spell Queller is from Shadows, yeah. Or Eldritch Moon, it's from that block. I don't remember which set it is. Also Selfless Spirit's other big one. Those are like the 2 big Mant Spirits that are missing for like Pioneer Mant Spirits. Selfless Spirit, Spell Queller. Grim Flayer's like kind of a good card. I think it'll be sweet. I think it'll be interesting. Sigarda's Aid, I'm hyped for Sigarda's Aid as well. Like that might actually make a Hammer Time deck a thing in Explorer. How do we sideboard against this deck? I guess March is probably okay. I guess Mistcaller kind of shuts down our opponent's combo. Playing to Dust, Surgical Extraction. Flusterstorm is like the worst. Echoing Return. Oh, I'm sure there's a purpose for Echoing Return that I'm not seeing at the moment. Wow, this deck is... This deck is something else. Do you think this deck should be a Yarion deck? I'm always so skeptical of Yarion. I know it's like probably just always right, but I always feel like, oh, why 80 cards if you don't need to? LOL Sushi, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. My sub had some random error, then it worked on another device. Looking forward to hopefully meeting up in Vegas. Hey, I'm looking forward to meeting everyone in Vegas too. It should be sweet. Probably be a disaster, but it'll be a fun disaster. Oh, come on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, really. I wonder what the odds are of getting 3 one-landers in a row. Well, this one's pretty over. Have you tried Aster Hammer and Pioneer? I remember you being hyped for it. I haven't gotten to it yet, although I am still hyped for it, and it is still on my list. That's 4 in a row. How many lands are in this? Who built this deck? I'm going to send a letter to the editor complaining about 32. 32's... I mean, we're done. Like, what do we even... I guess we keep and just hope for a miracle of some kind. All right, Drowned Catacombs go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that Yarion plaid. Players and their Yarion obsession. I get that it's a free 5/5, but or 4/5, but still. Hey, what's up, Avinity? How are you? I'm not going to the summit, unfortunately. I wish they were spread out a little bit more. I don't know why they're like so close to each other. Being from the East Coast, that's two cross-country trips like a week apart is just a little much, unfortunately. With content and dogs and all that stuff. I'm actually curious which one more people are going to, though. Are more people going to Vegas or the Summit? We're all spoiled by the arena shuffler, have forgotten what no lands on the regular feels like. Although, really, that many no landers and one landers in a row. What does the calculator say about that? 80 cards, 32 lands, 7, 1. How often do you get a one land opener? 12% of the time. Wait, so we want 12%, 12%, 12%? All right. Defeated by math. Well, that is a land. Although, well, I mean, I guess we're just killing the grist at this point. Ugh, still, none of this feels good. Well, kill the grist. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have a Yogg. If they don't have a Yogg, we have some semblance of hope. Affinity to Squirtle for the 13th month. Welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super review. Thought it was a little weird to see the ads on your channel. Let's have a great stream. Appreciate you always, man, for the content and positivity. Well, thank you, Affinity. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, is this your deck, Mord? How do you keep it from only giving you one land openers? Is there a secret? We had to mulligan to 5 and then ended up keeping a one lander anyway. All of our hands were one landers all the way down the curve. So if you have a secret for that, let me know. I would be interested. I'd be interested in the secret. Ephemerate. Ah. Well, I mean, I guess we Inquisition. Eldritch Evolution would be a good one. If we can get rid of that, that would be Sambasashu. Well, I guess we're passing. I mean, as long as our opponent doesn't draw Yogg, we're okay. Or an Eldritch Evolution to get Yogg. Opponent goes to combat. Possibly should have just ephemerated during our turn. Probably in case we don't land. That probably would have been better. Well, we'll block. Down to 14. Can we beat 2 Strangleroot, guys? Is that a thing Micromancer can do? Opponent. Oh no, did they top deck? Oh, they top decked it. Oh no. Oh, we're so dead. We're super dead. Yeah. Wait, we're not dead because our opponent cast a X0. Oh no. Now I almost feel like I should scoop on principle. Our opponent obviously tried to cast it for all their mana. Oh, we need a poll chat. Should we scoop? Opponent's gonna get a Dryad Arbor here, I think, if they got one. Oh no. Maybe they wanted the Dryad Arbor and 4 floating mana. This was a case where we knew what they were trying to do. Misclicks happen, punish them. Court is annoying to cast on Moto. It is their mistake. That is true. They recover by blowing up our Triobe. That seems like a mistake following a mistake. You know when you make a misplay and then you just do something else because you're a little tilted? I feel like blowing up the Triobe might be that. Because I don't know what that Triobe's actually doing for us here. All right, we draw 2 lands. I mean, I guess it's not necessary to punt. The other thing that makes me, because we weren't literally dead. They would have got to refill their hand, although we would have drawn the path to kill the Yogg, but then they would have done all the Yogg stuff. So we might have been okay-ish. Do we play Teferi? Yeah, maybe we just get Yarion. That's probably better. Actually, all right, let's play an island. Get Yarion. Our dirty companion, and then leave up path. I don't think we're actually gonna scoop for that. It's The intentional pump because of the fear of Wall of Omens. I guess that's theoretically possible. Northern Vanguard for the second month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Block a Strangleroot Geist. I think we path a Strangleroot Geist. Hey, what's up, Bigosaurus? Hey, Seth, I know how much you like Hammer Time. Here's my brew for Explore I've been playing around with. Ooh, let me see. All right, well, one Strangleroot Geist down. Hopefully we can avoid the inglory of losing to Strangleroot Geist. Like we're playing 2015 Modern here. Oh, no. Oh, never punished. Oh. The Magic Gods, they saw our opponent mess up casting Cord, and they rewarded them with the version of Yogg that is impossible to mess up. There's no way you can accidentally not do it with this Yogg. Yeah, now we're dead. 69 JD, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who would you have not got Yori on there? Interesting. I mean, the opponent was literally empty-handed. 0 cards in hand. I mean, I guess they got several ways to find Yogg, so the odds are not that bad, but I don't know. Hard to play around the zero card in hand possibility of top decking Yogg. What do you think about dyeing your beard pumpkin colored for Halloween purposes? Yeah. That could be sweet. Could be a good Halloween theme. I dyed it white for the Santa Claus thing for the holiday stream, so I could go pumpkin colored for Halloween. Yeah, I mean this is super over, right? Like, opponent draws everything. Ignoble Hierarch. I mean, we can kill the Yogg again. The problem with Yogg is once they do this, they draw so many cards that they almost assuredly have another Yogg. We saw that in game 1. Like, once you play a Yogg and draw 7 cards or whatever, 10 cards, you're always going to find another Yogg unless you get super unlucky. Unrelated to the rest of the stream, but I love your Panderdom speaking. Well, protest. Thank you so much. Some people hate it, so I will take all the nice compliments about it I can get. If you read the YouTube comments, some people love it. Other people are like, why do you talk like, so many, why do you talk like that? It's a very common comment, actually. My girlfriend broke up with me because I was listening to your videos in bed and she hates your voice. I think that was probably the worst one. It's like, oh, sorry, dude. My apologies. I wasn't trying to ruin your life by making my YouTube videos, but what do you think about Modern Belcher? Modern Belcher's sweet. I think Belcher's just like so all in. Like Belcher is what Belcher is. Belcher is what Belcher is. I mean, honestly, I've been making YouTube videos for a long time. YouTube, I can laugh at myself. YouTube comments do not generally get to me. So I appreciate all the kind words, and you should be nice to people on YouTube. But if there's ever anyone you want to vent to on YouTube, I'm probably the best one to do it for because I really, it's very easy for me to just kind of let it roll off. How is Bear? Bear is wonderful. He is sleeping on the floor next to me. He is absolutely massive. Oh, well, that's a good technique. The headphones. If I ever talk to that guy again, I'll let him know. Headphones. Headphones are the solution. Come on. How do they always have a Yogg? Yogg. Can we scoop? Is it safe to scoop, or do we gotta keep sitting this out? All right, so opponent has once again gone infinite with Yogg and Undying Creatures. Is Bear getting bigger or fatter? Yeah, I don't think he's like really fat. He's big. He is big. I think that he's still growing a little bit. Trying to be careful. He really likes people food, and I'm trying to be careful careful with the people food because it's apparently not very good for dogs. So that's the hardest part right now is he really just he wants the people food. If people are eating, he wants to be a part of it. And he's learning that he has to eat his dog food and not the people food. All right, are we dead? About it. Is this a blood artist? Okay. Let's see. Oh, successful casting of Court of Calling, and we're dead. Wow. Okay, that did not go especially well. Dan Wildfire, 47 months, closing in on the 4-year resub. That is absurd. Welcome to the Veg Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. Could you explain the deck strat again? Okay, so this is, I will show you very quickly. This is a ridiculous pile of Magic cards, but this is a Micromancer Ephemerate Wizard Blink deck for Modern. So what the deck really wants to do is it has Step Through, which is essentially 2-mana tutor up a wizard. So what you're really trying to do is find Micromancer. Micromancer, when it ETBs, tutors up a 1-mana instant or sorcery. So you can Micromancer, get Ephemerate. Ephemerate for 1 mana can link the Micromancer. Micromancer can then get whatever we need. Removal, counters, discard, graveyard hate, recursion. And then when Ephemerate rebounds, it can blink Micromancer. And then Micromancer can get another Ephemerate. And then we can keep going through this loop. So it's this weird, super slow value loop. And then we have other wizards we can find. Like if we get Orvar, then we're making more Micromancers as we're Ephemerating. Or we can snag Urtai for removal. We can get Archaeomancer to get back Ephemerate from the graveyard and kind of do the weird graveyardy like loop that way with Ephemerates. So it's basically like wizard blink tempo control, I guess. Mostly built around Micromancer doing value-y shenanigans. Oh, is breaded stuff the bad? What is the bad people food for dogs? And what is the acceptable? I mean, I assume if it's stuff that is natural, like I'm usually pretty okay with him eating like eggs. Oh my, we cannot draw lands with this deck for the life of us. Well, we're gonna keep this. 2 lands, that's a record. Chris, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. We were talking about that earlier. I think Naban is a card that it's in a tough spot in Modern because it gets killed by pretty much everything. But we're an 80 card deck, so I could see throwing in a single Naban as like a tutor target for when the situation arises, because it would be pretty funny. Although Orvar kind of sort of does the same thing in a lot of ways. My take on Naban is it's better with violent 60 cards. That's probably true. You can actually kind of build around it in that case. Yoda Man, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Oh, so wait, who's going to Vegas that's in chat right now? Ragavan. All right, Wall of Omen's gonna have to do some work here. And a bobble. So it looks like isn't Murktide. Harmonic Prodigy is better than Naban, although I mean I guess we could probably make the mana work. It's in rougher colors, basically. There's a single red card in our deck, which is Magus of the Moon. So red is like the color we want or get the least. But with the help of a triome, anything is possible. All right, get a Rafine's Tower. Hope that this Wall of Omens can stop this stupid monkey. Oh, are you gonna be there, Rooker? Oh, Germany's a long haul. Phil is coming from Germany. I live in Vegas, but I don't want to go, honestly. Yeah, there's been a few people that reached out and said, I'm going to be in Vegas, but I'm not going to the event. So I think we're going to try to figure out a way to, if you're in the scenario where you don't want to pay to actually go in the event, that we can still, if you want to meet up, that we can, whatever, do a selfie or whatever with the Goldfish crew. So I think we're going to try to set up a time where we can meet outside the event with people if there's people interested in that. Well, all of them and Straw Guard. Outside of streams, do you play more fun brews that you made or just regular decks, meta or just simple ones like Zombie Tribal? Ooh. So if I'm not, what do I play when I'm not making content? Honestly, most of the cool decks that I build or play end up on content eventually. I cycle through decks a lot. Every once in a while I get hooked on something and play it quite a bit for like a week or two and then go to something else. Dolly, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. But really, you see most of them. Because if I play something on my own just for fun and it ends up working, then I usually make a video of it. And if it ends up not working, then, well, ooh, is this Teferi Bounce Ledger Shredder? That seems fine. We get to draw a card. I think we just got to slow things down into a... Yeah, I mean, we probably end up losing to Fairy, but... All right, crack the Polluted Delta. Grab a... Hallowed Fountain? Yeah, get a Hallowed Fountain. Untapped. Let's go for it. Let's run a Dirty to Fairy. See if we can bounce a Ledger Shredder. Yeah, halfway across the world. That's a long way to go. Bear is gonna stay at a friend's house. Well, okay, more Teferis. Teferi Tribal over here. My Commander playgroup poo-pooed Triumphs when they first came out because they entered tap. Oh, Triumphs are so good. I think the Triumphs are the best lands. Hey, Benny. Good to see you. How are you, Benny? I think the Triumphs are the best lands Wizards has printed since Shocklands. I really do. Is there anything else that has had the impact that Triumphs have had in that time frame? I'm not sure that there is. All right, there's the Unholy Heat. There's the Conniving. There's a Urza's Saga. Wow, this is just a pile of... This is a mashup. Is it Murktide with Urza's Saga because it's busted? I guess that makes some amount of sense. Can we draw land? No. Inquisition. Well, okay. Teferi. Bounce your Ledger Shredder. I guess this is a game plan forever. Oh my god, still not a land. Wow, this deck has such a hard time hitting land drops for us today. Well, okay, so not counting utility lands, as far as dual land cycles, there have been some very good utility lands. But as far as mana fixing lands, I don't think any of the other cycles... It's back. I don't think any of the other cycles match up to Expressive Iteration, Connives, match up to the impact that the Triumphs have had. Like, we've had fast lands, we've had... The Innistrad lands are not bad, but there's nothing on the level of Triumphs. Anyone got a link to an article video for 5-color EDH mana-based post-Triumphs? Everything I can find is pre-Triumph. Are you looking for budget or not budget? Because if your budget is not a concern, it's so easy. When I build a 5-color, so I mostly play Magic Online. So on Magic Online, there's rental programs, budget's not a big concern. But when I build a 5-color mana base, it's 10 shock lands, 10 fetch lands, 10 Triumphs, and then you have like 8-ish slots left where you can play a few basics, some utility lands, depending on what you're doing. But that's my 5-color mana base. Basically, essentially everyone looks the same. Of course, like I said, in paper that can kind of get expensive. When you add all that together, it can get kind of expensive. I'll take up to Fairy. Play the land. Inquisition you. Oh, it's Breach combo. Oh. That makes way more sense. I was thinking this was, is it Murktide, but it's Underworld Breach. Huh. Yeah, we just saw all the Murktide cards. Every card except Urza's Saga is a card that you would see in in Murktide. Oh, I guess if you're really baller, then original dual lands, yeah. Or, I mean, now that they're going to be cheap and plentiful, it should be easy, right? Just get the official Wizards proxies. And everyone can play dual lands in their commander deck. Let's take the breach, I guess. We want to stop both of those, so we're gonna counter the other one. All right, pass the turn, see what happens. So we can counter something. I mean, we're getting close to Micromancer. If we can get to 5 mana, it's better, but because we can use the Ephemerate right away. But did anyone see the simulation someone made for opening the 30th anniversary packs? Let me see if I can find it. It's actually kind of eye-opening. Just how incredibly risky it is. Okay, well, after this game, remind me, and we'll look at it if you haven't seen it, because did you see the math on it? Did you see the math on Magic 30? Okay, here's the question. So I believe it was Frank Karsten that did the calculation on this. So if you assume that dual lands and Power 9 and maybe a couple other cards are like good cards, the desirable cards from 30th Anniversary Edition, opponent goes to combat. How much do you think you have to pay on average per desirable card? Gonna hit that to Fairy. Sure. Down to 16. Psycho Smurf, fucking with the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I mean, yeah, it was like $900 or something. 870 something, 890 something. But yeah, it was like just under $900. So that means the hilarious part of it is, so I guess you're getting the upside that you could get a Power 9 piece. But really, as I saw that number, it made me feel like it was a little bit even more of a bad deal than I realized. Because if you're paying $800 and some, you could literally just be buying near mint copies of like revised dual lands, real ones that you can play within any tournament and are not like illegal in any format or anything. So if you're paying that much, wouldn't you be better off? Like, I don't know, unless you really value the not tournament legal Power 9 cards, I think you would just be better off buying a revised Savannah or Tundra or Tropical Island, Volcanic Island, whatever. At those prices, it's just so incredibly high. If someone wants to pay the money for the 30 fake duels, I'll let them play with them. They're less fake to me than Commander legal uncards. Yeah, I mean, for Commander especially, like, by all means. I think most play groups will allow them in Commander. I think here's something that last stream, this was all very fresh and new, and I hadn't really thought it through. There is maybe some upside here that I hadn't really considered before. And could this be the start of the end of the reserve list? If that's what happens because of this product, there would be good to come out of it, even if the actual product itself is a very, very too expensive. But I don't know if you noticed, there were like over the years many comments from mostly Mark Rosewater, but from Wizards people essentially saying that this product would break the reserve list. So they consider this to be a break of either the letter of the reserve list or the spirit of the reserve list. So something has changed, because a million people had asked Mark Rosewater, like, print gold border Power 9, print, illegal versions of dual lands. And the answer was always, nope, nope, nope. That breaks the reserve list. We can't do that. Nope, nope, nope. And now they just did it. So I think you can make an argument that maybe the reserve list is on the way out. Maybe it's on the way out in the least, player-friendly way possible, in the most expensive way possible. But maybe the reserve list is actually on the way out. Oh, all right. Opponent attacks. Is there a way we lose if we do this? Hopefully not. All right, do this. Grab a land. Run out Solitude. So Solitude, eat the Ledger Shredder. And then block the Ragavan, block the Construct. Teferi survives. I think you'll enjoy what's going on with the commander list in my sub message. Ooh, let me see Sokyo Smurf. Did I miss it? Did I miss a sub message? Jonathan Smith, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 56. Ooh, step through for the 56th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Hey, Seth, I'm up to 40,000 followers on social media now. How do you balance your day job content creation with needs for engagement with your audience? It feels like a need for engagement grows indefinitely if you let it. Yeah, so when social media story, let me see Psycho Smurf sub message that I apparently missed somehow. My apologies, Psycho Smurf. For the 71st month, big soup cheer for you. Been on a budget EDH brewing kick, and both of these lists seem like something you may enjoy. Ooh. All right, let's figure out what we're doing here first. So we can Micromancer Ephemerate. We'll take up to Fairy. Although maybe we should just be... Should we just be passing again? Okay, I think we pass in Solitude something. Eventually we're going to Micromancer. Ooh, Zara's a sweet one. Zara's a really cool commander. I really like the way it's designed. It's super unique. $50 is a great price too. Unholy Heat going after the Teferi. That's not good. All right. Well, Teferi down. Ooh, and Octavia. Oh, going with the Infect plan. That's going to make your playgroup love you, Psycho Smurf. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Turning Infectors into 8/8s is pretty spicy. That's definitely a sweet one too. Another Unholy Heat. All right, opponent gets to connive. Losing at Teferi is pretty bad for us. Perhaps deadly. Opponent plays a land. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent attacks. So if they play Underworld Breach, do we lose? I don't think so. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run out the Solitude. Eat the Ledger Shredder. I think we leave this alive this turn, though. We'll take the beats. So eventually with social media, Jonathan, I just had to get to the... I think you get to the point. When you first start doing social media, it's very fun and appealing to be able to just interact with everyone, answer every question. But eventually I realized as you get a bigger audience on social media, unfortunately that just becomes impossible. There's a point where it just literally... it can't work. There's no way that you can answer the amount of things. So I think eventually you just have to kind of come to grips with the fact that you can't do everything you might want to do on social media. At least that's been my experience. Triumph of the Horde doesn't bother me much. Triumph of the Horde, is it really any different than an overrun? It's not meaningful. I know it says Infect on it, but as far as what it actually does to the game, it doesn't seem meaningfully different. Well, we'll get the Ephemerate, I think. Get the Ephemerate, pass the turn. All right, we're getting the value engine set up. So hopefully, if we can avoid getting comboed, which is something I'm a little nervous about. Opponent. Passing. Well, okay. So Ephemerate, Micromancer. Oh, no. All right, bounces Micromancer, fizzles the Ephemerate. I'll go to combat, hit you with the Solitude. What is the plan for winning with this deck? Is it just kind of do this for a long time and hope? I think. All right, well, kill that. Play another Micromancer. Get another Ephemerate. Pass the turn. All of these streamers switching over to YouTube because streaming. Do you think Goldfish will eventually go there? I mean, maybe. Wait, are we dying? Are they running this out for value? Wow, the old value Thassa's Oracle? Okay, sure. You don't say that too often. I don't know. Do you think that streaming would be better on YouTube? Where would you like to watch more personally? All right, let's see if it works this time. Ephemerate Micromancer. Okay, Micromancer can tutor up. Huh. Huh. A bunch of removal spells. Okay. Do any of these cards do anything? Huh. Echoing Return. So we can get back our Wall of Omens and draw more cards. The view on YouTube is better. Yeah, you don't see the Fair Oracle very much. I feel like if our opponent's one card was relevant, it would have already been relevant. I feel pretty confident they're holding a land. I'm more worried about what could come off the deck this turn. So we draw Triome. So we can step through. Oh my god. All right, Wizard Cycling. Step through. Meddling Mage. Go to combat, hitch. I think we just put Meddling Mage on Breach. Oh yeah, we can't deck yet. We blinked. All right, Meddling Mage. On Underworld Breach, play the Triome, pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, it could be possible to try to stream on YouTube. Surely you can stream on both at the same time. I've seen other streamers do that. So that I'm pretty sure is not allowed. For the longest time, Twitch wouldn't let you stream on YouTube, period, or other places, period. They recently changed it, so now you can stream on Twitch and other places. However, you can't stream on multiple sites at the same time. And let's get the Ether Spellbomb. Draw land. Ooh, another Micromancer. All right, this should be enough. We have a counterspell in the graveyard. All right, we should be able to just lock it up here. So play the land. Go to combat, hit you with Micromancer. Wow, this deck, we're going to have to be careful about timing out. Timing out seems like an actual concern when we win. Opponent blocks with Thassa's Oracle. Now we can. All right, opponent just gives it up. We could Archaeomancer for counterspell. All right, so I mean that worked. That was a Micromancer. That was a Micromancer win. It is super slow and grindy, but that was a win. That was a win. What do we want that's good against this combo deck? I guess Surgical. Big Teferi's kind of funny. Blossoming Calm. Flusterstorm. Probably not. Yeah, Nimble Obstructionist, I guess, is probably... Nimble's probably fine. Hey, Seth, just logged on to Arena, asked me to take a survey about Arena. Some of the first questions were about spectator mode and 4-player support. Do you think that's a sign of things to come? Ooh, I hope so. I haven't seen that survey yet, but I mean, it would be awesome if Wizards was serious about actually making Arena good. I don't know. With Wizards Digital, my hopes have been dashed so many times that it's hard for me to get my hopes up too much. But that would be such a huge deal if it actually worked. Oh, let me see Pig. Some Explorer Hammer Time. Ooh. Asters really makes me want to try to play some Pioneer Hammer Time again. I mean, that looks pretty sweet. Fireblade Charger. Got some good stuff to equip. How have the equipment creatures been? Those are spicy. What Aster definitely helps. It'll be much nicer once Sigarda's Aid actually makes it on the client. Once we get Shadows over Innistrad, that should be Sigarda's Aid. The biggest thing I think Explorer Hammer Time lacks is like more good ways to equip. Aster's definitely helps. The Resolute Strike is good. It's just awkward with creature types. Like, it can only equip to like a few creatures in the deck. So that's the part that makes it awkward. I ran into that same thing when I was, oh no, we got a sideboard. When I was messing around with the deck, but it looks sweet. I like it, Big. Oh dear. Oh dear. Should have sideboarded faster. All right. This is as good as it's gonna get. Good as it's gonna get. Hey, see you, Dollar. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night. The equipment creatures are nice as Wrath Protection Aster changes them all to equip one. Yeah, another one-lander. We are so good at getting one-landers. Wow, okay, 6-lander. Well, it's not a one-lander. We will give it that. Although, wow, that hand is bad. If they play a Ragavan, we just lose. So I guess we're going to 5. All right, 5 it is. Bottom, I guess. Maybe we should have put the counter spell to the bottom and kept the Wizard Tutor. Will you ever do Panharmonicon week on Commander Clash? Ooh, I could probably talk everyone into that. I would enjoy Panharmonicon week on Commander Clash. Well, let me see, Senkin. Okay, there's a Ragavan. So, good thing we didn't keep that 6-lander. We'd be getting Ragavan. Oh, and I'm almost coming to believe that the Shuffler Truther bug is actually real. So often the card you put to the bottom of the scry seems to be the top card of your deck. I'm sure it's not, but sometimes it feels like it is. All right, Hallowed Fountain untapped. Put a prismatic end to this stupid monkey. Drannith Prison, A. Ooh, Drannith Magistrate Uba Mask. That is a super cool lock. I mean, I like the idea of it. I think the challenge with Drannith Magistrate Prison, I haven't really played it much in Modern. Played a little bit in other formats. It's hard to keep the Magistrate on the battlefield. That's kind of the tricky part. So it's kind of like a 2-drop that you want to play late, like after you've already got the Uba Mask set up or whatever. But that looks sweet. I like the Unearth as a way to get it back. You got good protection for the Uba Mask. Ooh, all right, Grinding Station. That's a combo piece. Yeah, that looks fun, Senkin. Have you gotten a chance to play it much yet? Okay. Well, Ottawa, go. I mean, this is okay. We got a counter spell, so we're not dying immediately. Oh, yeah, I could do like Tisa for Death of Monicon. There's multiple Wizard Panharmonicons. There's Yarok. There's Panharmonicon. A Monicon week. I really like that idea. About it, Greg Sayard Mesa. I think we can probably do that. I think I can convince everyone to do that. Oh, chat, something I was asking about on Twitter, and I want your opinion on. What do you think about the budget of Budget Magic, specifically for Modern? The Fairy. Well, we got to counter that. Okay. Untap. Opponent gets to draw. Shields are down if our opponent's about to go infinite, though. Play the island, pass the turn. So, bring it down to 50. That would be sweet. So, it's always been 100. It's always been 100. The challenging part is modern prices have just went up so much. Like, when we first started doing Budget Magic a long time ago, I think a typical tier modern deck was probably like 500 to 800 or something. And now a typical tier modern deck, wow, there's the breach. Now a typical tier modern deck is, so this is game, right? Grinding Station, Mishra's Bauble. So that's infinite milling. And then the infinite milling should lead to our opponent winning, I think. They mill their deck, make a mana, play Thassa's Oracle. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, the prices have just gone up so much. So the question is, should it change at all? But then it's not budget. That's what, yeah. But budget is not really a set term, I guess, is the tricky part. Is budget, I mean, I think a lot of people would argue that $100 for pieces of cardboard isn't budget. But that's always been the budget on Budget Magic. But if I told some random person that didn't play Magic, oh, the budget decks that I make are $100, I think their head would probably explode. But as Magic players, if you're used to Modern being ridiculously expensive, and you're like, oh, a single Scalding Tarn was $100, a Tarmogoyf was $200, then an entire deck for $100 actually seems like, that seems kind of reasonable. Constructed Commander for the second month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super video. Thank you. How do you enter APAC lands in the deck builder on Goldfish? Ooh. I wish I knew. I would send a message to Richard. Contact at mdggoldfish.com. I can check on it and get back to you in the future, but I actually am not sure how to do APAC lands in specific. Should we be scooping, chat? Is there any reason for us to sit through this? Like, is there... So, opponent has infinite mana. Like, this is a deterministic kill, right? The only way that I could see us winning is if our opponent gets lazy and doesn't mill their whole deck and Thassa's Oracles, and we can get it with Solitude, but that seems like a stretch. Yeah, so I don't know. The upside of increasing the budget would probably mean we could play more 3-color decks. Really, the big sticking point so much with budget decks still often comes down to the lands. Like, that's still the thing that makes some decks I'd like to play not playable. Yeah, Solitude doesn't get rid of... Well, we already saw Thassa's Oracle. So I'm pretty sure that they'd win with Thassa's Oracle. I guess we could have waited, but I mean, if they won with Grape Shot, we still couldn't beat the Grape Shot. Mistcaller? I guess Mistcaller would shut down the Oracle kill. Hey, Seth and chat. Went to a music fest last weekend. It was awesome. Ooh, who'd you see, Monster? Anyone I know? I'd rather see a $100 deck with a bunch of $5 cards versus two $40 cards. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of decks where most of the non-lands are pretty cheap. And then the lands just like time to be able to cast your spells. The problem is Modern is a really fast format. In Standard, you can kind of get away with, oh, I'm playing a lot of the tap lands, or I'm playing like almost all basic lands. In Modern, though, everything is like so punishing. Everything is so fast and punishing that it's a lot of decks are just like, oh, if you're playing tap lands every turn, you just they don't have a shot. They don't have a chance. So that's kind of the part that it would be nice to have a little more budget. Maybe would just be, maybe we could play more 3-color decks, or maybe some decks where the non-lands are cheap, but you need like another set of dual lands to really have a chance for them to work. Because I think like some of the worst Some of my least favorite games are the games where the deck is like sweet and doing cool things, and you're like, oh, I drew 3 snarls. We auto lose. Like, that's just like, oh. Those are the most brutal ones because it's not really a testament to like the deck or the synergies of the cards. It's just like, oh, like you're playing snarls because they're cheap, and sometimes that means you don't play Magic. Have I watched the new Rick and Morty? I haven't watched it yet. How's it been? I've heard the first episode was pretty bad, but then it improved, and that the more recent episodes have been good. I don't really like to watch TV shows that come out weekly. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience to like watch an episode and wait a week. So I usually wait until most or all of the season is out, and then I'll start watching it. So I'm definitely planning on watching it, but I've been trying to wait until more of it's out. Well, Ravine Tower go. Best season so far. That is high praise. The longer I look at Magic's increasing price, the more enticing switching to Yu-Gi-Oh becomes. What is the cost of Yu-Gi-Oh, Darth? Is Yu-Gi-Oh not expensive? Favorite TV show more than 15 years old. So 15 years, 2007. Does that mean The Wire would qualify? The Wire is one of my all-time favorite TV shows. So if that counts, I think it started more than 15 years ago, but it might have ended like 14 years ago or something. I think it ended, what, like 2008? Something like that, 2007. If that counts, then it's The Wire. If it's not, what else is there that's... Ooh, Arrested Development would fit in there, right? I like Arrested Development, I still think is pretty hilarious. All right, let's get a Hallowed Fountain untapped. Run out the Wall of Moments, draw a card. Pass the turn. Ooh, does Always Sunny count? Always Sunny is really good. Yu-Gi-Oh has structure decks. Like the challenge decks for Magic, but costing £5. How good are the structure decks? Do the structure decks, could you like play them? Yeah, Arrested Development's super funny. The Netflix seasons, oh my god. Oh, also, shout out to Trailer Park Boys. Although that one was running pretty recently, but I think it started more than 15 years ago, but that'll always be one of my favorite like guilty pleasure TV shows. Oh, they're so funny. I've never watched Gilmore Girls. Yeah, the first 3 seasons of Arrested Development are about as good as a like network sitcom can be. For being on like mainstream network television, there is not much that's anywhere near as funny as that show is. Well, let's play Polluted Delta. I think we pass. Leave up the counter spell. Play the control game like we're a crib. I've watched a bit of Letterkenny. I started watching Letterkenny. I still got more to go, but Letterkenny is pretty good. It felt like it felt a little bit like Trailer Park Boys. I think Trailer Park Boys is funnier in my, or maybe it's just I'm super familiar with it and I know and like the characters, so maybe I'm biased. But it did remind me a little bit of Trailer Park Boys with the Canadian aspect. Scrubs is pretty good. I haven't watched Scrubs in a long time. Actually, I recently started rewatching The Office, and The Office is actually still pretty funny. The US version of The Office. I was surprised. At how funny of a lot of it was. I wasn't sure how funny I would think it was at this point, if it aged well, but I still laughed at a lot of it. Once Michael leaves, it's done. Like I'm not even gonna watch. I'm not even gonna watch the episodes after Michael leaves because the show, it basically just ended at that point. But the early seasons when Michael was there was pretty funny. What if you developed a staple budget modern mana base, excluded them from the cost? For example, here's our Boros package. Unless the deck needs different lands, as standard as package, and then you have a $100 budget excluding lands, since many players build mana bases over time, and it's more about the non-land cards after a while. I kind of like that idea. The only thing I dislike about it is it might be complicated to explain to people. Like, if you say... what I don't want to do, I don't know if you've ever seen like some of the YouTube videos that are like, oh, here's my $50 commander deck. But then it actually is like excluding the commander and excluding a bunch of other stuff. So if you actually got every single card, it would be like $500. But if you like squint really hard and exclude the right things, then it's actually like $50. I don't want people to view Budget Magic that way. I don't want it to be like oh, he said the deck was $100, but actually has, you know, $200 of lands in there or something. That would, I don't want it to be clickbait, basically. I don't want it to come across that way to people. Yeah, you can have your ledger shredder, that's fine. But I do like the idea. If someone asks me to describe you, I'm going to say you're as far removed from an Always Sunny character as humanly possible. I would accept that. I think that would be a compliment. Always Sunny characters, as funny as they are, like they're pretty bad people, really. I mean, that's part of what makes them funny, is that they're just like so oblivious and horrible, but I would take that. All right, let's, if maybe Ben. Was it Ben? Who was the military guy that D dated? That actually just seemed like the super nice guy. He was like so nice he actually like couldn't hang out with the crew for the most part because he was just way too authentic and nice. If I was gonna be anyone from Always Sunny, I would want to be him, I think. What am I doing? Are we just getting Micromancer? All right, let's just get Micromancer. That's probably always the right call. We even have the Orvar. We just got to make sure we don't die. Another step through. Well, Cavern on Wizard. Pass the turn. Oh, this matchup's so scary because we never know when our opponent can just combo off and kill us. Oh, the APAC lands aren't even on Goldfish. I'll have to mention that to Wizard, to Richard. It's probably just an oversight. We should be able to get him on there, I think. Opponent gonna make some big constructs and make some big constructs and tutor up something. Ether Spellbomb. Oh no! Oh boy, that's gonna kill us. Oh no. What do we do about Urza Saga? I don't know if we have a plan for that. Opponent gets in for oh no, we're dead. Ah. Oh, oh, we're super dead. We don't have a way to get out from under this. Ha. Huh. Emery. Well, I mean, we'll counter Emery. Oh no. Has anyone ever mentioned how fun it is to watch you play stacks and lock decks? Those are my favorite decks. It's probably because I just love playing those decks. Those are my favorite decks to play. Wow, this is so bad. I do not see a pathway. I don't see a pathway to living from here. We'll get a land, I guess. So we can Micromancer to try to get a fatal push. We're still just so dead. Oh, we didn't even do any. All we did this game was play 2 Wall of Omens, counter some things, and die. And they even have the ether. Yeah, we're super. There's no way out. There's no way out. Huh, I don't know. So we've played some really long, grindy games. And we did win a game with this deck. We did win a game, but I gotta say, huh. The synergies haven't been as cool as I was hoping. I mean, we did little like Micromancer ephemerate thing, but it kind of just feels like we're playing a control deck, but instead of just like slamming a Teferi and winning or a Jason winning, we're trying to blink a Micromancer. We're control on hard mode, essentially. Yeah, we should have played the land, but I think we're just dead here. We can't beat the Urza Saga. We don't have the ability to sweep the board or anything, so we just kind of die. Well, I mean, we'll run out of Solitude. Eat a Construct. But our opponent can make another Construct. So I guess we block. So I guess our hope is to, like, Micromancer, Ephemerate the Solitude to try to slog through the constructs. But now there's an Emery, so our opponent's getting close to comboing. Urza Saga is such a just ridiculous card. It is a ridiculous card. So our opponent's able, like, it's so crazy how powerful this card is. This is showing a great example of how Urza Saga is just... If I had to pick one card in Modern to say it was just the most powerful card, I'm pretty sure I would pick Urza Saga. Like, I'm pretty sure that's just the most powerful card. Because you see what's happening here. I don't know how obvious it is. But what this is doing is, our opponent's combo deck, by playing Urza Saga, is being able to win by beating down. And that's going to force us to deal with essentially an Urza Saga with like we're gonna spend 5 cards trying to deal with these Urza Saga tokens, and that means we're not able to leave up any interaction or anything to deal with the combo pieces, and we're just losing on multiple levels. But it is absurdly powerful. Like, it's a land. It's a land that makes 10 power and then tutors the best card out of your deck, or one of them. Helicrow, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Good to see you. Oh, Curb is a good choice. I forgot about Curb. Yeah, if we're talking about shows from over 15 years ago, Curb should definitely be on that list. Oh, Curb is so funny. I need to rewatch Curb. It's been a while since I've watched Curb. That's a really good pick, though. All right, opponent goes on the big attack. So we block with a Solitude. We blink the Solitude, or attempt to. Oh no, they have a counter. Oh, I guess I can Ether Spellbomb it. All right, Ether Spellbomb the Solitude. Fizzle the Ephemerate. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Solitude pitch to the... We're just done. Solitude pitches to Fairy. Opponent gets to Connive. At least Ephemerate Solitude cleans up the token package pretty well. Yeah, ish. I mean, if it goes to plan, it can sometimes. But if it doesn't go to plan, then we die, as we're seeing here. All right. Well, so we dump our hand. We take 4. I mean, we're mostly just sticking around because maybe we copy something with Orvar and it'd be funny, but there's no way we can win from here. About it. Ledger Shredder. Huh. And gets back the Spell Bomb. And, well, that was a long match. Yeah, I mean, so kind of Ephemerate's 1 card. The Solitude sticks around. So you're trying to answer it in a way that's not costing too many cards, but I think you still end up down cards, especially since Urza Saga finishes by tutoring something out. So it's not like your opponent ever lose. They like get 2 free 5/5s, and then they get to tutor something else out. Yeah, Blood Moon is good against Urza Saga. Okay, so we won a game, so we're getting there. If you look at the pattern, no game wins, 1 game win. That should mean this should be the match win, right? Oh, Astral Slide is super fun. I do love Astral Slide. That would be a fun card to build around. We built around it right after Modern Horizons, but it's been a long time. Wizards just made those cards so much worse. I don't know. What do you think? I have such mixed feelings. As someone who loves to build around Well, we have more than 0 lands. So I think that's a snap keep for our deck. Are humans good again? I mean, I think they're like tier 3-ish. Maybe they're tier 2. So I guess it depends on what good means. One of my issues, I love building around Panharmonicons, and I love building around Astral Slides. These like permanents that need to stick out on the battlefield and do really cool things. And the last couple years of Magic design has just made those cards so much worse. Yeah, I wish we had to play first this game. That would have been sweet. Well, Triumph. Don't hammer us. Like, between... It seems like every set, Wizards prints a new thing that's just like, oh, I'm really good, and I blow up your thing that you want to sit on the battlefield. It was like Prismatic Ending into March of Otherworldly Light into Leyline Binding. That's like in the last year, we've gotten 3 just like ultra staple 1 mana kill your thing, and it just makes it so much harder to actually keep those things on the battlefield. I wonder how could Wizards go back the other direction and like, is there a way they could let us protect our stuff? I don't know what that would be, but maybe we need like more efficient. Yeah, Bard class is the same way. Like Bard class, you do a leveling up and there's like, oh, Leyline Binding. You're like, yeah, okay, yeah, that was a good 7 mana. I wonder if there's a way they could print something that would let you protect your stuff from that removal. Because I think effects like that are just so cool to build around. All right, play the land, pass the turn. Gonna try to do the control thing for the moment. See if we remain alive. We can counter something. We can solitude if we have to. Nearby, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank ya. Yeah, we need a hexproof Panharmonicon. I think that's true. Threats get pushed, and then we did need... I mean, that was definitely something we had talked about before, that if we're going to have really pushed threats, we need really good removal. And I think that's, like, necessary. The downside is the really good removal punishes the not good threats. And I really like to build decks around not good threats. But maybe that's more of a me thing. But if the threats are all balanced to deal with Uros and Okos, or the answers are all balanced to deal with like Uros and Okos and things like that, then your Panharmonicon just gets wrecked. So we're getting Cauldron completed. We don't have an answer to that. I mean, I guess we can solitude it painfully, but well, I mean, I guess we just take Micromancer and see what happens. All right. Well, opponent passes. Path to Exile is actually pretty good. All right, I'll play the land. Pass the turn. Leave up all the control stuff again. Oh, what if they have Blacksmith skill? We could Teferi bounce. Yeah, we don't want to bounce any of that. All right, pass the turn. Watching the Ristic Study Tarmo video made me really nostalgic for old Modern and Pro Play. Pro Play is coming back. It's coming back. We'll see. I hope it's a success. When we actually get the Pro Tour coming in, it's got to be like January or whatever, like sometime in the beginning of the year. I hope everyone watches it and is excited and hyped about it. All right, Cauldron complete. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Well, I guess we path the germ. Giving our opponent a land does mean they're going to be able to... Oh, no, they actually have Blacksmith skill. All right, well, counterspell it. At this point, we're committed. We are spending all of our resources. We have done it. Am I going to Dallas tomorrow? No. What's Dallas? Is that the, like, RPTQ or RCQ, whatever it's called now? All right, opponent runs out the hammer. We draw land. No, Wall of Omens. Well, okay. Wall of Omens, draw a card. Okay, we hit a land. This deck has really had a hard time hitting lands. Oh, it's SCG God. Oh, sweet. Are you going Direwolf? Mirya was such a cool deck. I mean, we've played a Mirya recently, and it can be good. You can still Dirtle. I think you can still Dirtle. I mean, we're attempting very hard to Dirtle right now. Oh, dear. Okay. Oh, that's super deadly. Well, let's see what they equip first. So we're going to have to empty our hand. Cauldron complete. Well, Solitude. Pitch it to Fairy. Get rid of the Pure Steel Paladin. Oh, I wish we had an Ephemerate. The Ephemerate Solitude would be so good. All right, Pure Steel down. Oh, no. Oh, Nattlesis draws a card. Wow, this hasn't even felt close. Huh, maybe we switch and try the Loam deck. If we go 0-3, maybe we just try the Loam deck for the rest of the stream. Swing for Zero! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent goes to combat. Hits us for a few billion. I miss SCG events. The coverage got me through some rough times. I miss those too. Some of my favorite Magic memories are just watching SCG opens on the weekend. The commentary was so good. Like, oh, they were so good in so many ways. Oh, well, all right, crack this. Get a swamp. Crack this. Maybe this is one of those decks you just really got to hit the... You really got to hit the right matchups for it to have a chance. Maybe that's where it's at. Maybe we just have hit the wrong ones. Or maybe we've just run not very well. That also is a possibility. Haha, Micromancer. We'll get a Ephemerate. We're gonna do our thing as we die. Hey, Goldfish, can't make it Magic 30 anymore. I hope you and all will have a blast. We'll have to get in a game another time. Oh, I'm sorry, Swing for Zero. Well, we will miss you. Opponent. I mean, our best chance of actually living is maybe just to get white mana and Solitude. Although, in reality, I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. All right, blink the Wall of Omens. Attempt to blink the Wall of Omens. So we're taking 6. Opponent. Wow, that can target your opponent's stuff? Blacksmith skill is kind of busted. Oh, it doesn't do anything. All right, opponent. Of course, it has hexproof, so we can still target it. All right, so we kill a Stoneforge. We drop to 6. Is there any possible little tiny way that we could possibly get in this game? There's Ink Moss. There's hammers. At least everyone threw away that blacksmith skill. Is this deck good? Well, I mean, we're only in our 3rd match with it, but we haven't won any of them. My initial impression is it feels like Control on very hard mode. Like, I think that it's I think that it's the idea of blinking Micromancer a bunch of times is really cool. And I think the toolbox box aspects is a neat idea. But as far as being good, so far it has mostly just felt like control, but on super hard difficulty. So how do we remain alive this turn? Is it possible? Can we stay alive for another turn? So we cracked this. I mean, I guess we're just solituding. That's got to be the... All right, pass the turn. Pass the turn, solitude something. Maybe that lets us live another turn. Opponent. I've noticed a trend where your fun or value decks typically can't win. Cards have become so strong that their fun value decks are literally pushed out, even in just an everyday league. Interesting. I mean, I guess it depends. Are you referencing this deck or other decks? This deck, I don't even know what I would consider this deck. There just hasn't been a lot of new things happening in Modern. So I've been a little disappointed by that. We just have not really seen a ton of impact from... So that gets protection. We haven't seen a ton of impact from anything from Dominaria United. So I think this Micromancer thing is one of the few... I guess we've seen some of the lords. Have you noticed anything else in Modern that actually has actually been impacted by Dominaria United? I've been looking and looking, and I feel like I just have not found much. Now get rid of the Ornithopter. Opponent gains some life. I mean, maybe we're stabilizing here. Protection from blue and red. So we'll block with the Wall of Omens. Stay alive. We can Micromancer to get Ephemerate. I mean, we might kind of be stabilizing. Opponent passes. This might be Micromancer paying off. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Micromancer. Micromancer gets the Ephemerate. And we pass the turn. Unfortunately, we are going to have to put it on the Solitude. All right, get in and hit ya. I mean, we got sort of a chance, maybe. Opponent down to 24. Ooh, yeah, the Green Rune Artificer. I've seen a couple of Paradox Engine style decks. Yeah, Leyline Binding. I guess Leyline Binding doesn't feel like the kind of card that actually, like, creates new decks. But it definitely shows up in a ton of decks. Opponent. Okay. Well, Ephemerate Solitude. Get rid of the Germ. I mean, maybe do we have our opponent locked now? Is this a win? Did we find our way to winning? Ephemerate blinks Micromancer. This feels kind of sweet now. Now that we've gotten to the point where we're stable, it actually does feel kind of sweet. Take March of Other... Well, actually, take Ephemerate. We draw the March of Otherworldly Light. Go to combat. Hit ya. Opponent takes the beats. Bloodchief's Ascension, kill the Stoneforge. Pass the turn. Opponent down to 25. I think we got there. Wow. I think we actually, like, stumbled into a way to stay alive somehow. Yeah, I mean, I guess we stumbled into our Modern Horizons 2 card. Opponent. So any other thoughts on the Magic 30 or any of the 30th anniversary announcements? I know it's been a couple days. I know everything was fresh and new when we were streaming Thursday. Now that a couple days have gone by, any other thoughts? Has it changed at all for you? I know sometimes for me, like, Stoneforge. Sometimes for me, as the time goes by, you get to think about things with a little bit more of a clear head. The promos are sweet. That's something that I wish... I've come around to thinking, like, so the product, or whatever, we've already talked about that at length. You know where I stand on that. I do think one of the biggest mistakes Wizards made was just, like, announcing the worst thing, or the thing that everyone freaked out about last, because those promos were really cool, and I feel like maybe they didn't get as much credit as they should have, as much hype or justice, like... Because those are, like, legitimately really awesome products that we should be excited about. But instead, the whole conversation was rightly $1,000 proxies. And Wizards, they kind of shot themselves in the foot or whatever. Like, I feel like that's just kind of questionable marketing on their end. All right, well, sure. Opponent, everything on the Stoneforge. Sure. Well, you know what we're doing. Ephemerate Solitude. Eat your Stoneforge. You gain 1 million. We untap. Ephemerate Micromancer. Get Ephemerate in case we need to do it again. Go to combat. Hit ya. Gain a bit of life. And play to fairy, tick it up, pass the turn. My biggest gripe with Modern Horizons just straight up deleted the history of Modern as a format. Memorial decks are now bad. Oh, Pona scooped it up at 28 life. That's actually pretty sweet. We did manage to take away our opponent's will to play by looping Micromancers. So we got to see, I think that was like the best that we've seen the deck do. And maybe it's partly that we're getting better at playing the deck, but you can see the late game stranglehold that it puts on the opponent. Like, eventually you get to the point where our opponent has a ton of stuff and they're doing a ton of stuff, but it just doesn't matter because we just locked our opponent out of the game, essentially. Have reserve list cards dropped in price at all? I haven't looked super in depth, but not that I've noticed, no. Stores will get lots of $1,000 proxies for free, which is amazing. I actually love the product now. Wait, stores were getting a lot for free? Weren't they getting like 1 for free? Did you see? I'm pretty sure, maybe I missaw this. Did anyone else see this? And correct me if I'm wrong. I saw something that like each LGS gets 1. And if you're premium, you get 2 or something. I mean, I guess that's still, is it 3? 3 for premium? Okay, 1 and 3. I mean, I guess if they're, wait, 1 pack or 1 4-pack? I mean, I guess that's still free money for the LGSs. I'm glad that Wizards is still supporting LGSs in some form. Although, what are you going to do with 1 pack? Like, what? Let's say you own an LGS. What are you going to do with it? Didn't they sell the World's decks in 97 for $9.95 each? I think so. I didn't actually buy any of those. That was a little before my era of buying Magic products, but I'm sure it was something like that. I know they sold Collector's Edition back in the day for $50 for the complete set. I guess probably, yeah, do a tournament, prize support. Open it and sell it. What do you think? What do you think the cards are going to cost on the secondary market? Do you think they're going to be valuable? I don't know if you saw this. So we were talking earlier about how the good cards are averaging what, $900 a piece almost in the set when you consider it. When you consider how many you're going to get, how often they show up, it seems like maybe Wizards was trying to roughly price them like collector's edition. I think that might have been what Wizards was trying to do. We should sideboard. I think that might be what Wizards was trying to do. If you look at collector's edition prices, the Black Lotus is really expensive, but when you consider the lands are all like 400, 300, most of the power is like, I guess Time Twister is 1900 because it's legal in Commander, but most of them are, 1100 up to 1300, 1400. It seems like Wizards tried to price the product almost exactly the same as Collector's Edition. Whether this means people are going to play Collector's Edition prices on the secondary market, like, what do you think the Lotus is going to be worth? Do you think the Lotus is going to cost $5,000 plus? Like, is that the cost of the 30th anniversary Lotus to get one on the secondary market? That blows my mind. It really, if that's true, that really just straight up blows my mind. What a gig Wizards has. It is like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy to me that they could take it for cards that are explicitly not tournament legal. So telling you cannot play with these in our official events and have them end up being worth insane amounts. It really is about as close to printing money as printing money can be. Like, wow. Wow. I mean, I feel like they gotta be a little bit less, but maybe there's just so much demand. I also think that the fact that Time Twister is the most expensive of the, outside of Black Lotus, of the Power 9, I think that does show that Commander does play into it. Like, Time Twister is probably the least powerful, honestly, of the Power 9. But because it is the most legal of the Power 9, that does seem to suggest that playability does play into this to some extent. At least that's what it suggests to me. Like, why else would Time Twister be more expensive than a Mox or a Time Walk or an Ancestral? The only thing I can think is some people are using this as a Commander proxy, essentially. Some amount of demand is coming from that. Hushbringer, eh? All right, that's annoying. Opponent. Oh no, our arch nemesis, Urza's Saga. Well, play the land. Oh, I guess. Can we kill the Hushbringer? We probably have to. We need to be able to draw cards. If we get punished with immediate death, I guess we accept that. Kill the Hushbringer past the turn. We got to be able to draw to hit our land drops. About it. Time Twister is the one piece of power that is Commander legal. Every other piece is banned. Yeah, Collector's Edition has to be one of the best investments in the history of Magic. I wouldn't have guessed. Like, have you ever looked at the gold border cards? Some of those have gotten really expensive too. I got, oh no, probably one of my stupidest decisions. Probably one of my stupidest decisions is back when I used to buy and sell collections, I ended up with a bunch of World Championship decks in a collection that I bought from someone, and my stupid self thought, oh, well, these aren't legal. Like, why would anyone want these for anything? What are they good for? So I think they ended up like getting traded away as bulk or sold as bulk or something. This was a long time ago. This was back way before Commander was a thing or anything like that was going on. Well, okay, play the land. We can't kill this. We can counter something, but that's not super helpful. All right, come on, Wall of Omens. Wall of Omens, show us a good Magic card, please. Or Orvar. All right, well, get a Swamp. Inquisition you. How do we not die? How do we not die to the Pure Steel? Oh, Calder complete, okay. Well, so I get to Urza's Saga. Equip the Pure Steel. Hit us for infinite. Oh, boy. But yeah, the gold border cards ended up actually being like Survival's almost $40. Not not champion, not collector's edition prices. We're not talking thousands of dollars, but these cards actually ended up being pretty expensive. That's 1998. I think some of the other versions might have even more expensive cards. What's the Gaia's Cradle from the World Championship decks? Wow! $200! Wow! Would you ever buy one of those, chat? I don't, I still don't really see what the appeal is. I really don't. Like, okay, I get it. Magic cards are expensive. I'm a full supporter of proxies. If you want to play Gaia's Cradle in your commander deck, you should not have to pay $1,000. Print a proxy, do whatever, like play it. No one cares at this point. I think if there's something else good to come out of this situation, it's that I think this is the final push that proxies are just fully accepted. Like, this is Wizards essentially legitimizing proxies. Yeah, they're selling them to us at a very high price, but this is Wizards putting their official stamp of approval on proxies, as far as I can tell. But why would you ever Oh, if we could do the Solitude trick, that would actually give us a shot here. Okay, so Solitude. Pitch Wall of Omens. Go after the Construct. Opponent's going to gain so much life. Evoke last. I'll get back to that thought in a minute. Let's see if we can survive this turn. We need them not to have Blacksmith's Aid. Oh, okay, they float a mana. And then Ephemerate. Get rid of Pure Steel. All right. Don't ink moth us. Please, no ink mothing. But why would you buy a $200 gold border Gaia's Cradle World Championship card when you could buy someone's really cool looking $5 Alt Art proxy that they made? I don't get it. I don't understand. I can understand buying a real one if you're someone that has the money to afford it. I can understand that because then there's some like actual value involved where you're kind of like, okay, I'm gonna spend a lot of money on this, but I can get my money out of it someday. But why would you buy a $200 gold border card? That's the same thing. That's the same thing that gets me with these new proxies from 30th anniversary edition. I saw some people on Twitter being like, oh, well, it's $100 proxies or whatever. I'm like, what? But why? What is the value of a $100 proxy when $5 proxies exist? But really, can you brag about it? Is that actually bragging rights that you're like, I got the most expensive proxy? Is that actually gonna impress your friends? I could see like I got an original Gaia's Cradle. Okay. That's something I would be a little impressed. If you ever play a commander game with someone at like a command fest and their deck is just like, oh, these alpha cards that are just thousands of dollars and just ridiculous. Okay, I'm actually like kind of impressed. Like, you obviously have a lot of money and spend a lot of money on your Magic cards, or you're like a good collector and you've been doing this forever, whatever. Like, but gold border? Is that actually bragging rights? Oh, there's a Micromancer. If we could get a land. I feel like we can't tap out, because if we tap out here, we just die to a hammer with this ink moth. So I think we gotta wait and keep leaving up the counter spells, at least until we draw another land. I will say, when our deck runs well, I feel like it's mostly Ephemerating Solitude. Oh, a Jano. All right. Yeah, we don't have an answer to that. Yeah, I feel like when our deck is running really well, it's mostly that we blink to Solitude a bunch of times. Wow, you actually opened one in a pack? That's super impressive. I wish I had a Cradle. I mean, I would play the gold. I don't have anything against gold border cards. I think gold border cards are neat, but I don't think I'd spend $200 on one. If they were like $5 or something, that'd be sweet. I would pick up those for proxies all day. So, did you say you sold your Foil Gaia's Cradle for 300? Ugh. Oh, yeah, I have some nightmare stories from that era of Magic too. I remember one I bought a collection. I bought a collection that had like 20 original dual lands, and it was super cheap. They weren't in the greatest condition, but it was like 20 dual lands from someone that hadn't played in forever and just wanted to get rid of them. So I got them like ridiculously cheap, and then I ended up like being pretty excited that I sold most of them to a buy list and was thinking, oh, like I did well. And I think I looked back on the order at one point, and I think I was getting like, oh, you know, $30 for the plateau and $60 for the scrubland or whatever. And I was thrilled. I was like, wow, this ended up working out super great. I got some cards that I needed. I didn't really spend up any money. And now those cards, like, oh my God, that would be worth so much more money today. About it getting in. Well, let's see if this counter keeps us alive. I do kind of feel like crim right now. I feel like we're crimming. Wow, opponent doesn't even hammer. Okay. Wall of Omens. Well, crack this. Get a Hallowed Fountain untapped. Wall of Omens, draw a card. Cling to dust while past the turn. Sold all my dual lands when they were $5 as a kid. Oh. The horror stories I've heard from people that were like, oh yeah, I had 5 Black Lotuses back in 1994. Like, it was no big deal. I was a kid and I saw these cards and they looked cool, so my parents would buy me packs, but then I don't know, like I went to college and my mom threw them away or something. Like, oh dear. Oh, I've heard that story from multiple people, and I don't know, maybe some people just say that now. It's a good like big fish story for the Magic players, I guess, where you're like, yeah, you know, I caught a fish this long type of thing. Maybe everyone just says that they had this, you know, ridiculous pile of Black Lotuses, but I'm sure some of them are true. I mean, back in the day. Oh, yeah, I think we messed this up. Back in the day, I mean, I don't think we're getting anywhere anyway without drawing any lands. Turn 9, 4 lands. Yeah, back in the day, trading a Shivan Dragon for like a piece of power was actually like correct, I think. If you looked at the prices at the time, it was actually just like the right thing to do. Like you were coming out ahead getting the Shivan Dragon. By 1994, Black Lotus was big money. I mean, big money like $50 or something, right? It wasn't like ridiculous. Not like it is today. Traded 2 Savannah Tropical Island for like 30 copies of Steely Resolve. Ooh, Steely Resolve. That card really needs to be hexproof. I was thinking about that card just recently because that's another tribal card. That was another tribal card where I was like 300 by 94. Wow, I didn't realize it got that high in 94. I was thinking that was more of like late 90s, but wow, that went up faster than I realized. All right, let's see if we can win this one. Teferi, Counterspell, and nothing. Yeah, I guess that's a keep. We're on the play at least. My friend sold 40 dual lands for $250 back in 1999, and it was probably a good deal. It was probably a good deal at the time. I thought I saw like a Scry magazine where it was like $30 and like, or $25 and Shivan Dragon was 30 or something. And I know that Lotus did like quickly increase. Hey, what's up, Fun Duck? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, what's up, Celtics Banner? Welcome. 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 All right, Hallowed Fountain go. As a Seahawks fan, I have to go watch Russell lose. See y'all later. Thanks for the content. Hey, have fun, Robo Choice. Wait, is there? Oh, there's football tonight. Wait, who's playing football tonight? Oh boy. All right, opponent. Off to the quick start. 4 permanents on turn 1. Including the Esper Sentinel. March of Otherworldly Light's actually a good draw, though. We just really don't want to give our opponent cards off this Esper Sentinel. Oh, magic gods. Magic gods. Well, okay, Stoneforge Mystics, gotta get countered. Opponent gets a drawn card with Esper Sentinel. That's bad. Very bad. Oh, and they draw the Sagardazade. Okay. That's worse. That's worse. Opponent gets it. It's us. Hammer Time's so good. Such a good deck. Well, I mean, I guess I don't think we have a choice but to kill the Urza Saga. This does leave us super shields down. All right. Kill the Urza Saga. Pay the 1. Hope that nothing goes horribly wrong. Godless Shrine tapped past the turn. Do they have a hammer? Okay, Shadow Sphere is not a hammer. That's not a hammer. That's okay. We can kind of survive a Shadow Sphere. Although this Esper Sentinel is getting annoying. Our deck is full of spells. Seth, emit Alpha Shivan Dragon, despite many printings, is 12,000. Yeah, Alpha in general's ridiculous. Someone messaged me. You know what? I think we can get rid of this. Cavern. Oh, this is actually kind of good. So Cavern on Wizard. So what we do is we play Teferi. Play Teferi, bounce Esper Sentinel, and then we can Inquisition. Opponent gets to draw a card. But hopefully this will take care of all of our problems. Solitude's good. Take the Sentinel. Opponent's got Ornithopters and a land. Pass the turn. Okay, where's our Micromancer? Where's our Micromancer? Someone messaged me about Alpha Orcish Artillery. They were like, I'm a really big, I think it was Orcish Artillery, but I've always loved Orcish Artillery. So I don't own any expensive cards, but years ago, I picked up one for 20 bucks, an Alpha one, and it's like the most expensive card I own. But now I just looked at the price, and it's $800 now, and I don't know what to do. I never expected this card to be worth anything. I just really liked Orcish Artillery. Well, what do I do now? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good problem to have. But yeah, I can understand your shock. I would not have expected I would have not expected it to be that valuable either, honestly. I haven't played Magic in 5 years. Do you think that New Pioneer is the New Pioneer decks are a good re-entry point? If you're interested in Pioneer, I think the answer is yes. I think the New Pioneer decks are a great way to get into the format on the cheap. I would push you, if you're going to try to play them mostly out of the box, I would lean towards the Human deck or the Gruul deck. I think Humans or Gruul are the two that are probably the best out of the box. If you're just going to like go to an F&M and just play them without making any changes, I think that would be the direction to go. I think that, is it Phoenix? If you buy 2 of them, I think it can actually be pretty good. But one is it Phoenix? Much less good. Okay, now what? The Sagardazade does mean we're still just like always on the edge of dying. Maybe we get rid of the Sagardazade? Yeah, let's, okay. Prismatic Ending Sagardazade. Get rid of that. And then snag Yarion. Play the tap land. Where's our Micromancer? What do you think of the blue-black deck? I mean, if you really want to play control, I think it's fine. I don't think that this deck has any counters. We could have, but I'm just not expecting any counters out of it. Well, that's the last card. Okay, equips the Shadow Sphere. So opponent's trying to infect us. I think we're in pretty good shape, though. We can oh, we just got a nut timeout. Boy, these have been long matches. Every one of these has been a long match. Opponent hits us, gains some life, infects us. Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay. Well, we will pass the turn. We're going to Solitude something. Then we're going to Yari on the Solitude. Oh, Dominator United Alchemy. Let me see if I can... Let me look these up. I haven't... So we don't really play much Alchemy, so I haven't put a ton of thought into them, but I have looked them over. Well, after this round, we'll look at them together. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yeah, let's let this go. We'll take one more Infect. Solitude end step. See if they play anything else. All right, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Solitude. Snipe the Ink Moth. Okay, wow, opponent going way down on lands. Ink Moth down. Untap. We draw land. Hit you with Solitude. And... Ooh, where's our wizards? Where are our wizards? Well, I guess we have one wizard. Maybe a Umara wizard? Can you beat it, opponent? MDFC! Okay, opponent. Oh, Urza Saga, that's a good Magic card. Sure. We can't stop it. Could really use our Micromancer. Opponent equips. Gonna get in and hit us. This Urza Saga might still give our opponent a chance here. Opponent passes. Thin the deck. Crag the Flooded Strand. Grab the... Well, we want the cycling land. Watery Grave. Tapped. Untap. Ooh, Ephemerate. Well, Ephemerate's very good. Get in, hit ya. We're getting so many dirty MH2 wins. Yeah, we'll do a little mini review in a minute. Are you going to write articles about improving Pioneer decks on a budget? Ooh. Wait, improving the Pioneer decks on a budget. Oh, like past Pioneer decks that we've done on Budget Magics, like upgrading them or updating them. Yeah, I'll probably do an article about that eventually. That would be a good one. I've done a few articles like that in the past. I've never done one specifically for Pioneer though, so doing one for Pioneer is a really good idea. Opponent. I think we might win this. I think we might actually win this. Hits us with an Ornithopter. With this Ephemera in hand, I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Opponent passes. The only problem is if we're going to make huge Urza Saga things. Now play the land. Go to combat. Attack. Yeah, we'll attack. So they can make a construct. Oh, they're not going to make the construct. All right. Sure. Opponent takes it. Well, we will pass the turn. Here comes the huge constructs. Well, maybe we're not winning because there's an Urza Saga. Urza Saga just beats our entire deck. Oh, opponent, 2 6/6s and Colossus Hammer. This land. What about the new Pioneer Precons? The new Pioneer Precons, unsure if I'll do an art. It's so tough. There's so much it feels like there's something happening every day in the Magic world now. I don't know if I'll get to a article on those or not. All right, opponent on the construct. Well, we really need this ephemerate to work. So no Path to Exile. So ephemerate the Solitude. Blanket. Eat the construct. All right, blacksmith skill. So opponent, I'm gonna get in a little bit of damage, gain a bit of life. Sure. However, ephemerate returns. We haven't seen a Micromancer this game. It would be so helpful. So blank the Solitude. Kill the construct. Prismatic ending. How do we not time out? That's the other that's the other challenge. Hit our opponent. All the removal we have now is sorcery speed. Yeah, all sorcery speed is scary. So I think we have to get rid of the Shadow Sphere, because that could kill us. Yarion. Might as well bluff white mana. Although this might make us time out. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarion. Run it out. Blink and blink. Get them back. Get rid of the construct. Opponent at 32. Untaps. Ornithopters for days. Yeah, we're wizard cycling. Although not actually, because we can't draw wizard cycling cards. Are we just dead now? Oh, jeez. Oh. Wow, this deck. Oh, this deck. All right, well, GG. GG. Wow. Well, I don't know if this deck's gonna win a match. I don't know if it's gonna win a match. I gotta say, the synergies are a neat idea. They're a neat idea. I am not sure that Blinking Micromancer. I don't know. In a world where people are just putting hammers on things on turn 2, and you're getting smashed, and you're getting hit by Primeval Titans on turn 2, not 100% sure that the Blink My Hill Giant plan, it's cute. It's cute. Whether or not it actually can win, that's another question. We'll give it at least another shot, though. We'll see. As far as Alchemy Domineer United stuff, I think that Oracle Alpha is I think the card's bad. I think this is a card that is, I think it's catchy and flashy, and Wizards wants this card to get people to try to play Alchemy, because the text shuffle or conjure the power 9 into your library. That is a ridiculously flashy line of text. But I gotta tell you, I don't actually think it's actually a good card. I think if you think about it, it's not a great creature. 3 mana, 2/3 flying, scry 1 and attacks. Meh, that's underpowered. And then remember, you're not actually gonna have access to those cards. It's putting it into your deck. Normally, from what I've seen in other games like Hearthstone, normally when you're putting the cards into your deck, that makes them a lot worse, because you're not guaranteed that you're going to draw any of them. So I know that the dream is you're play this in the next turn, you Ancestral or Time Walk. Maybe there's some deck that can blink it a bunch, or some deck that can tutor up the good card. Micromancer, maybe you Oracle of Alpha and then Micromancer to get the Ancestral. Although at that point you're going to need the Ancestral, because you just played Oracle into Micromancer. You're going to need the 3 cards from Ancestral to make up for the Oracle that you just played. So I think this is a trap card. I think it's a trap card, essentially. I think this card's interesting, just turning a card in your graveyard into an artifact. It reminds me of Merkle. I think Merkle's a really cool design. How it turns your creatures into enchantments when they die. I think the idea that you just turn a thing into an artifact and can cast it, that's a neat idea. That's a neat idea. Morrowind's Kindred, I mean, it seems like a fine card. Essentially, Morrowind's 3 mana, so you're putting a 1 mana tax on Morrowind, but then you have the flexibility of making a bunch of Llanowar elves. The rest of the stuff, it's so random. I don't know. Nothing really stands out to me. I haven't put a like huge amount of thought into it though, just because we don't really play alchemy. And when we play historic, we try to avoid playing the cards. I think they're all really good. I actually kind of am wondering why they printed this card. To me, this seems like a kind of card people are going to hate. 3 mana counter spell. When you target it, each card in the controller's graveyard, hand, and library with the same name costs 2 more to cast. That just seems so obnoxious to play against. So I'm not really sure why they decided to make that one, but I don't know. You tell me. If you play alchemy, is there anything you're hyped about? We just don't really play alchemy, so I haven't put a lot of thought into it. Hyped for Trove Mage. What one's Trove? Oh, it's the Treasure Mage thing, right? Trove Mage, 3 mana 2/2, so like a Treasure Mage or a Trinket Mage. When an ATB, seek an artifact card from among the top 10 of your library, then shuffle. All right, so it's basically like a Trinket Mage style effect. I'm very tempted to buy the unfinished Flart Shocks in basic lands on Arena. I don't know if it's worth 50 though. Wait, unfinished Flart Shocks. Wait, what are you thinking about getting? I'm confused. You're thinking about getting the rest of the shock lands and basic lands or the card styles for them? I mean, I think owning all the shock lands, definitely worth it. Card styles though, Oracle the Alpha War of Invention. I mean, maybe someone breaks it. Maybe someone finds a way to break it. It is putting... The other thing about Oracle that you got to remember is... The other reason I think it's a trap. Think of the Power 9. Think of the Power 9. 5 Moxen, Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Time Twister. Those are the 9 cards. If you think of those 9 cards, and remember you're playing a 3-drop, so the earliest you're going to put them in your deck presumably is turn 3. Maybe you don't draw it till later, but let's say it's turn 3. On turn 3, how many of those cards are actually good? I would say that the Moxen are all actually bad. The Moxen are actually, for the most part, just like shuffling 5 mostly off-color basics into your deck. It's the opposite of deck thinning. And I know that deck thinning, we kind of meme on a little bit because it doesn't shift the mat that much, but really you are adding 5 basically dead draws into your deck in the Moxen. Time Twister is a little bit hit or miss. You got to be a specific deck to really want Time Twister. Black Lotus is super powerful, but even that on like turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, even that can be conditional depending on the style of deck you're playing. So really the 2 all-stars are Recall and Time Walk. Those are busted. So when I see Oracle and I really think about how it plays, where Moxen are at their best is on turn 1. When on turn 1, you're like Moxen land, play a 3-drop, absolutely busted. Some of the strongest cards in the absolute history of the game. But on turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, they're kind of just lands again. So I'm actually like, I don't know. I think it's bad. And what am I not seeing with that card? I've walked about hey, what's up, Magikarp? I've walked about 3 hours today. I'm exhausted. Gonna sit here, get my energy back, clean this place up. That's a lot of walking, Magikarp. glad to see you though. Oh, Battle of Wits. Why don't we have Battle of Wits on Arena yet? Was this a primetime deck? Okay, so this hand actually looks good. This might be the win. I feel the win coming on. Also, I know this deck hasn't worked out, but there's actually some really sweet... What do we take here? There's some really sweet modern decks coming up on the YouTube that I've been working on. I've gotten the modern itch. I've gotten the modern itch again, and there's a couple of really good ones, including, I don't know if I should give a spoiler. Should we spoil? Okay, I will give you a sneak peek. Coming up for Budget Magic, I believe, is a modern deck that did something I don't think we've ever actually done before with a budget deck. And I know that could include a lot of things, but it was actually pretty impressive. So I think watch Monday's Budget Magic. It is a really, really good one. Yeah, I think we take Azusa. We encounter the Primeval Titan. Actually, we can probably just Meddling Mage the Primeval Titan. Yeah, take Azusa. Take Azusa, Meddling Mage the Primeval Titan. Go from there. So yeah, some good, really good modern stuff coming up. Battle of Wits would be a funny win con. Battle of Wits needs to come to Arena. It needs to come. Oh, Amulet. That is exactly what our opponent wanted to draw there. Opponent. Yeah. Gets to do things. Thankfully, they get Primeval Titan this turn. They can play Steve. Spoiler season is never over. Although, it's kind of over now, I think, for the moment. Yeah, it's a good comparison. Just like drawing Soul Ring on turn 10 in Commander is not ideal. In Constructed, drawing your Black... In Black Lotus, so really, it depends on your deck. There are decks, combo decks, that can take advantage of it even later in the game. But if you're just playing like a generic play my creatures, curve out style deck, I don't think that it's all that impressive, honestly. Yeah, no new Brothers War cards until the end of the month. I think until Magic 30 in Vegas, really. Maybe like the day before. Well, Cavern on Wizard. And we're going to trust that this Meddling Mage is going to keep us alive. Meddling Mage. Name. Primeval Titan. All right, opponent. Do your worst or not. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen for previews of Magic 30, honestly. We're all gonna be gone. This might be the first spoiler season in forever that we don't have full spoiler videos of, because we're gonna be in Vegas and then I'm gonna be off for the week afterwards. So the Amulet without the Primeval Titan, I don't think is a problem. I think we'd rather just lock the Primeval Titan this turn. Although we probably should have played our lands in a different order. Yeah, play the land. The Amulet without Primeval Titan or extra land drops is not actually super problematic. So let's pass, leave up the counter. We shouldn't have played the Cavern, though. We should have cracked a fetch. So then we could have Prismatic Ending and left up Counterspell this turn. But I think we're still okay. Opponent plays a land. As long as the Meddling Mage is good, we're good. If the Meddling Mage dies, you die in real life. That's kind of how this matchup works. Flooded Strand. For a Ravine's Tower. Untap. Ooh, there's some Micromancer. All right. Polluted Delta. Now we will prismatically end the Amulet, just to be safe. Pass the turn. Leave up the counterspell. Seth, if you had an ETB effect that you would double with Panharmonic unnaturally, what would it be? What's the triggered effect that happens when you join the party? Ooh, I mean, it's... it would probably be Cloud Blazer. Draw 2, gain 2. I think that's my favorite Panharmonic effect, so I'm just going to steal that one. Muldrifter is pretty good, just to draw 2, but I mean, if you can choose anything... You gotta get the gain 2 life in there, too. Will we see Magic 30 events outside the US, you think? I hope so, but I doubt it. Like, we should. Like, to celebrate the 30th anniversary. Oh, an ETB in real life. Huh. That's an interesting question that I've never considered before. A real life, what would my real life ETB trigger be? There definitely should be events outside the US, but I don't have a lot of faith that it's going to happen. But you would think if the idea is to celebrate the 30 years of Magic, that hopefully that would include more than just North American players. I would hope, at least. Well, okay, let's see. Let's start locking this in. We'll start with Wall of Omens. Lock it in with this Wall of Omens. We have no clock. Give me an example of a real life ETB. Play the land, pass the turn. Create a 2/2. That's pretty good. I mean, that's also true. You'd think they would sell proxies a smidge cheaper in Celebration. Conjure a viewer. Conjure a mispronunciation. There's gotta be some sort of mispronunciation joke in there somewhere. There's gotta be. Butcher pronunciation. Opponent. What did they tutor up? Cultivator Colossus. Well, I guess we gotta counter that. Yeah. All right, counter you. We need to actually kill our opponent, though, one of these days. Doing nothing forever is perhaps not going to be enough. Solitude. All right, 1, 2, 3. Play Teferi. Teferi bounce the wall of omens. Draw a card. Play the... We still can't deal any damage. What would your ETB be, chat? Your IRL ETB. Is the 30th anniversary secret lair 150 for 30 cards? I heard someone say it works like a booster pack. I'm lost. So I believe what it is. I was confused by what this was too. My understanding is it's an advent calendar. So I don't know if you've ever seen an advent calendar. It's like a Christmas thing, I believe. But like you open one each day during the holiday season and there's a little gift in there. So I think the idea is it's like a 30 card pack advent calendar essentially. So you're getting the same 30 cards. It's $150. It's 30 cards. And if you do it the way that an advent calendar works, you would open one each day for 30 days during the holiday season and see what the new one was. So that's why they're not like make a dad joke, eat some snacks. That's a pretty good ETB. Enter the party, give the host a 4-pack. I like it. So I think that's what it is. The value on that from what we've seen so far looks really good, like surprisingly good. If you think about the prices, that's like $5 a card. And we've seen like Necropotence and some pretty expensive cards that are worth way more than $5. I think almost all the cards they've revealed so far are worth meaningfully more than $5. So that might actually be one that's worth buying or worth considering at least. All right, it's Micromancer time. We have officially reached the Micromancer stage of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Micromancer. Micromancer tutors. Is there an equivalent of an advent calendar? I don't know. Is advent calendar a Christian thing? I guess it's Christmas, so it's probably related to that, right? Well, grab the ephemerate. I wasn't sure if advent calendars were like generic secular holiday thing or if it was like more of a religious focused Christian thing. I don't know. I grew up in a pretty Christian family and I don't remember advent calendars, but that doesn't mean anything. I don't remember having them, but that doesn't mean much. It's a secret lair drop. It's a upcoming secret lair drop. I don't think it's on the secret lair site yet, though. No, I don't see it. I don't see it listed yet. I think they said the end of the month. About it. When Saffron enters the battlefield, choose 2 letters in a single word in a commonly played card name. Transpose those letters super perpetually. Those letters remain transposed forever, even after the game ends officially for all time. I think you nailed it, Kat. That is actually literally my ETB. I think you nailed it. I mean, unless the rest of the cards that you reveal are horrible, it feels like that's actually might be worth getting. That might be one I would consider getting. That's kind of the weird thing with this 30th anniversary edition. There's several things that kind of did feel like reasonable. Oh my god, that's an Orvar. Oh my goodness, are we doing it? Is it happening in the modern format? Orvar? It's happening. It's happening. That's an Orvar. Okay, pass the turn. Oh, so good. Okay, attack you with a Micromancer. Here they come. Here they come. Where did the Rotwolf tradition come from on Commander Clash? That goes back to the early days. Yeah, we get it with a Micromancer. That goes back to the early days of Commander Clash. During the early days of Commander Clash, do you remember Jen, Mrs. Mulligan? Was on a couple of seasons. I believe it was Jen was playing an Infect deck and something went wrong with her recording, so we didn't have it to put her hand up or anything. So because she was playing Infect, whoever was editing it, which I don't remember who it was at the time, just put all Rotwolves in place of her hand as just like a little joke about her playing Infect, and then it just kind of stuck. So now if anyone ever has an issue with their recording where we don't get their hand or something, or they can't be there for it, then we stick the Rotwolves in there. Oh, let me see, Rucker. What do you think of this budget deck in Historic? Ooh. Let me see. About I'm going to do some tutoring. 4-rare Infinite Monument. I do love a Catcher Monument decks. So the combo. So you need Defiler of Faith, a Catcher's Monument, life gain. I guess you don't. Well, maybe you don't need life gain. Yeah, I guess you do need it to go infinite, right? Or else the Defiler's gonna get you. That looks super fun. I wish we had White Mane Lion. White Mane Lion would make it so much easier. Opponent passing. Okay, let's do sweet things. Gonna go attacking. Well, we will Ephemerate Micromancer. Get a copy of Micromancer. Micromancer. Get a Ephemerate. Blank the Micromancer. Get a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize you. 2 Primeval Titans and nothing. Okay, well, we'll take 1. Black with a Micromancer. Oh, this is so sweet. Now we're like Micromancer Twin. We're actually going to win a game with Orvar in Modern. Did not know that was... Oh, no. Oh, we should have blocked with the other one. This was a bit of a mistake. Okay. We can overcome this mistake. That's fine. That's fine, although this is awkward. Yeah, now we're blinking a token copy, which is less than ideal. Play the land, take up to Fairy. Play Wall of Omens, draw a card. So now we need to get back... Oh, okay. Or we just draw Micromancer, that also will suffice. Micromancer. We're going shields down. We're going shields down. What's the worst that could happen? Micromancer comes down. We'll take a Ephemerate. Go to combat. Hit you with the Orvar? Is there a way this goes wrong? I don't think so. Hit you with the Orvar. Okay, so our real Micromancer is back. Now we should be able to win. We gotta be able to win from here. Yeah, I would agree that was a punt. All right, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. A handful of Ephemerates. A board full of Micromancers. Not all of them tokens anymore. Opponent. So yeah, I think the idea is super sweet, Rugger. It would be a lot easier if we had... So, Core Skyfisher, I guess, can kind of work like a White Mane Lion minus Flash, because it can bounce itself. The more stuff that we have that can bounce itself, the better. I think all these new versions that say bounce another permanent, they make it so much harder because you gotta have 2 of them. But Skyfisher's a good one. So basically, Defiler, Monument, Skyfisher, and then 2 Soul Wardens is fully infinite. Although if you don't have the Soul Wardens, you can still make a pretty big board before you lose all your life. For being 4 rares, that looks super sweet, Rugger. I like it. Yeah, that makes sense. The Echoing Return to overcome our puns. Opponent. I mean, it's one of the great minds things, I think. There's so many people making Magic decks that it actually happens way more than you think that someone else has made the same exact deck that you have. All right, Orvar, Micromancer, Blanket. We're gonna have all of our 1-drops. Echoing Return. Blink the Micromancer. Sure, keep going. Take a Prismatic Ending. Untap. Ephemerate. Let's just get a Wall of Omens this time. We got so many Ephemerates. Wall of Omens, make a copy, draw some cards. It is pretty sweet when we get to go off with it. It doesn't happen that much. Oh my goodness, and the Arachnomancer too. All right, draw a card, draw a card. Another Solitude. Well, bounce a Construct. This has gotta do it. Go to combat. Swing with the team. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. So if we path, this should be lethal, right? Wow, that was an actual spectacular win. Yeah, that was another option, is just to start targeting the Meddling Mage and try to lock out every relevant play. That could have also worked. Wow, that Meddling Mage was absurd. I think we just 100% lose unless we have Meddling Mage, but the Meddling Mage carried. I mean, I think you gotta start thinking, I've started thinking of decks like, we like to think of building decks, but I've started to think of it more like you find the deck. That the deck exists out there. Not every deck has been discovered, but all the pieces are there. So on a more theoretical level, every possible deck that you could ever think of, it's floating out there somewhere. Maybe you discover it. Hopefully you discover it. That's your goal, is to discover it or find it. And it's very possible that someone else is going to find it too, because there's someone else that's going to be looking for the same thing. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, that's just something that's going to happen, but I think that's the easiest way to think of it. What do you think about this against odds infinite turns tokens in life? Ooh. Let me see. Do we want to sideboard anything against Titan? Blossoming Calm, maybe? Surgical could be good. Cling to Dust doesn't do anything. If we could somehow get a Primeval Titan in the graveyard, it'd be good. Obstructionist, if we're like super desperate. We really just want the Magus. Let's run it like that. Mishra combo, eh? Ooh. I mean, Thopter Sword's a pretty good combo. And then you got the Time Sieve in there as well. Mishra. Whenever you play an artifact, search your graveyard, hand a library for another one with the same name, put it into play. What is Mishra? Is Mishra just trying to give us more artifacts for the Time Sieve? What is the... Is there a combo with Mishra too? I mean, I like all the combos that you got going on in there. On a rampage! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Fatal Push Orvar to Fairy. None of this stuff stops the Primeval Titan. We're gonna mulligan. Okay, we're gonna keep this. Prismatic ending to the bottom. Okay, step through. Something that stops from Evil Titan. Urza's Saga. And oh, Amulet. Oh my god, we drew the meddling mage. Oh, Pony is going to be so salty. Okay, yeah, Howler Fountain go. Our 80 card deck gives us a perfect card. My favorite random deck is a control mill deck, but a transformational sideboard of 15 hate bear creatures. Swapping out all the main mill cards for 15 creatures is pretty hilarious. Ooh, yeah, transformational sideboard plans are super sweet. Those are some of my favorite plans too. You don't see them super often, but when they come together, they're so cool. All right, so Hero Tribe Elder, sure. Well, I mean, I think what we do here is play a land and play Meddling Mage. Name Primeval Titan. Looking a bit like last game. Can we get a win with this deck? Is it possible? Homebrew culture on social media gets pretty mad when you point out their deck isn't as original as I thought. People got to get over that. I know people do that. To me, that's one of the silliest parts of... No, it's like a kid looking at the amulet. It does from a distance, though. It does kind of look like someone holding a vape or something. I can see how it would look like that. But no, they're actually just looking down on it. Double amulet. All right, well, as long as I can't Primeval Titan, how bad can it be? But it's also like... It's also like the whole thing about like net decks versus homebrews. All that stuff is so silly. It's such a silly thing to get caught up on. Like, it's a game. It doesn't matter if someone else built the same deck as you, or that you liked a deck someone else played, so you decided to try that deck. However you have fun is perfectly fine. And unless it's Alchemy, apparently, that, or 30th Anniversary Edition. Almost any way that you have fun is perfectly fine. Those are fine too. I'm just joking, but... Or Universes Beyond Walking Dead, except that one too. Transformers and Brothers War. There's a semi-long list of things that are not fine, but outside of that semi-long list of things, any way you want to play Magic is perfectly acceptable. Okay, what are we doing here? I find net decking boring to do it myself, but you do you, just love building process. I also love building decks, although I do think that learning from other people's decks is one of the best ways to improve as a deck builder yourself. So I think that there's legitimacy to both. I like the Transformers cards a lot, although I will say... Well, don't kill us, I guess. I said this before, but I kind of wish they were not on in the Brothers War. That's the part that's weird to me. I think as a secret lair drop or something, it would be super sweet, but the Brothers War is like a weird place for them. All right. Yeah, I don't know if killing one amulet really is super impactful here. Like, if they only had an amulet, then I think getting rid of it would be really big. But with two of them, I don't even know if it really matters. I like net decking to tweak to make something of your own in paper. Usually makes it worse, but still fun. I mean, that's the most important thing, is having fun. Playing Alchemy with Proxy 30th Anniversary Edition. Don't forget some stickers from Infinity. Gotta have those out there. In an Oko. Since it's outside the game, can they have rare uncommon extra decks? Oh, I imagine Pauper with extra attraction decks will make the format crazy. Yeah, I could see Pauper being pretty good there. Have I ever played WoW? I've never played WoW. Should I play WoW? I know, like, Tomer used to play a lot of WoW. I feel like WoW is the kind of game I've known people who have played it, and I know how I am with stuff like Civ or whatever, where where I will just spend infinite time playing a game like that if I get into it. So I've always been a little bit nervous about trying to play it because I assume that if I did, you would just not see me for like a month. That's usually how it goes with with games like that. It seems like it would be like super addicting, and I would just stay like up for weeks on end playing it and doing nothing. Am I right? Is that how WoW works? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. About it. Oh, they have the... All right, Cultivator Colossus. Well, let's see how well this goes for our opponent. About it. How many lands do you have? Oh, Valakut. Oh, and it's untapped. Oh, geez. Huh? What? No. Really? Holy. Okay, that was a thing. Oh, well, maybe our opponent wins here anyway. That was a ridiculous turn. That was a ridiculous turn. Yeah, maybe, should we have done something different? Maybe we should have focused. So we can step through. Wait, this is still going? Oh no. We can step through to get Magus of the Moon, but if we Magus of the Moon, we're also very locked out of this game. To the point where I don't know if it actually No. Holy lands. Wow, they drew like 10 cards. I mean, there's 2 amulets though, so I don't think... I mean, we'll see how this plays out, but I would be surprised if it's meaningfully different than if they had 1 amulet here. Okay, that was a big turn for our opponent. That was a very big turn. Cultivator, I mean, I would rather die to a Cultivator than Primeval Titan, that's for sure, because at least Cultivator is kind of interesting. All right, so opponent, gonna do stuff for a while. I did not know that the Spice Saffron was outrageously expensive until I started doing Magic stuff and people informed me about it. Apparently, also, the way I learned the first time is occasionally I get emails from random vendors in the Middle East saying, I have the best saffron. Are you interested in it? I got a great deal on it. You know, let me know. I don't know. Maybe it's scam emails, but I do get saffron sales emails from, I'm not sure where saffron is grown. I think it's somewhere in the Middle East, but yeah, I occasionally get those emails from people. So far, I've not took them up on their offer of saffron. What is the use of saffron? You just use it to, like, is a spice on your foods? Does it do anything? Is it used for anything in specific, or is it just like similar to salt and pepper or something, where you can just sprinkle it on whatever and it's gonna be good? Which is you? Oh, that's interesting. You need it to to make a witch's brew. I put it on deviled eggs. Ooh, is it actually good? Food and fragrance. You put it on olives. The funny thing is, I don't know what saffron is really. Now, I mean, I know a little bit now, and I hate olives. Oh my God. Do any of you actually like olives? Olives are so gross. I find olives to be so gross. For 300k subs, Seth should grow olives and make a brew out of it. That's actually a good idea. Really, everyone loves olives. Oh, I can't get by the taste of them. Oh, wait, how did they kill? Okay, so, wow. Oh, they drew dismember. All right. You did it. You did it, Reddit. Okay, so opponent find a way to do it. Apparently the meddling mage is not good enough. I don't know if this deck's gonna win a game. We might go 0-4. This might go down in infamy as one of the least winny decks that we've ever played. Well, okay. So prismatic ending. We'll keep this. I don't think the fatal push is gonna do a ton, but Prismatic Ending can get rid of an Amulet. Redraw. Magus of the Moon, Magus of the Moon. Green olives or black olives? I don't like any olives. I find all olives equally disgusting. But if I had to choose, not the green ones. Like if you're gonna force me to eat an olive, I guess it'd be the black ones. Yeah, Flump is tough to beat. That one, oh, what did it take? 28? 26 games until we won one? Okay, there's the Amulet. We were expecting it. We were ready for that. Although this does mean we don't get to leave up our counter, unfortunately. There's a bounce land. Pony is behind on clock. Untaps. Picks up Delaria West. Drawing a land would actually be nice. Opponent passes. All right, that works. So we get to play the land untapped. Prismatically end the Amulet. We want none of that. And then pass the turn. Wall of Omens. This deck has no early clock. Wall of Omens is kind of our flump, actually. Ever since getting the Commander Collection payment, I've been wondering which goldfish on the art is which member. Ooh, we never actually discussed that at all, though. Maybe we should have. It was never determined. I think you get to decide. Maybe we need to do a community poll on who is who on the goldfish playmat. There's no fish with a beard, right? I don't remember one having a beard. Oh, mono blue mill. That's like old school. That's like old school jank. Oh man, I forgot about that one. That deck was janky. All right, land on wizard. Okay, we've almost got a clock. We almost got an Urtai. About it adapts. We're ahead on clock. Maybe we win by our opponent clocking it. Oh no, another Amulet. All right, well, 1, 2. We got to counter it, right? Yeah, all right, counter the Amulet. No whammies. No whammies. Besiege you. Oh, try to the Ilson Grove. Okay. Looking sketchy. And a bounce land. Picks up Besiege you. Opponent passes. That's not good. We have some very janky wizards in this deck. They're wizards that, like, if we get a late game lock going, they become very strong. But drawing them off the top, whew, the whole 4-mana 1/2. How can we do this? Well, I guess we have to. Oh, this is so bad in so many ways. I think we have to. We got to kill a Dryad, right? That's the most important thing. But then the Primeval Titan comes down, which is also really bad. But then there's a Dryad, and that's really bad. And they're going to get an Amulet, and that's really bad. The problem is, so we can Ephemera to trigger Revolt. But then if we Ephemera and Revolt, we don't have Urtai mana. And then our opponent can Amulet Titan. And then we die. But if we leave the Dryad on the battlefield, that also presents all kinds of problems. Tomer's Angry Fish fills fills the fish playing blue. Richard's playing red. Super analyzing everything, and you're in the back playing white, looking to be everyone's friend. Yeah, that's a pretty good prediction. I think that's a good breakdown. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can do it all on instant speed. Oh, this is bad. This is bad news. Oh, I thought we might actually steal one win with this deck, but I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith, chat. About it. Float some mana. Should we stifle this? I don't think we can stifle it. All right, there's the amulet. About it. We can Urtai and then Ephemerate Urtai. That is an option. Next turn we can, if we can survive this turn, we can Micromancer back the prismatic ending to get the amulet. This is amulet number 3, but that's part of the... That's part of the Power of Urza saga, is you're just so consistent at finding your pieces. All right, Telerio S cycled. This could be, if our opponent's getting Cavern, that would also be awkward. That could let them go off through... All right. So they got the Cavern. So now the Urtai is not going to be able to stop the Primeval Titan. So I guess we got to try to kill the Primeval Titan. Not looking good. Not looking good. Yeah, the Cavern throws everything off. That makes it very tough to lose the counter option. Stifle the trigger. Okay. Wait, this is land number 2. Wait, does this mean they're not tightening this turn? That's 2 lands. Okay. Okay, well, I was thinking about stifling the bounce land. But maybe we don't need to. Average Fox, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank ya. Opponent. Passing. Well, we will. Okay, Ephemerate Wall of Omens. Draw a card. Marsh Flats. Okay. Well, Fatal Push. Dryad. Get rid of that. Wow, this has been a close game. All these games have went almost to time. About Passes. Ephemerate the Wall of Omens. Draw something good. Inquisition. Inquisition, Urtai. Well, all right, Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. We're going to Inquisition first. See what we're up against. Get the Swamp. Inquisition you. Oh, double prime time. Double prime time, Cavern, Simic Growth Chamber. Huh. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Micromancer. We gotta get rid of the amulet. Oh, double Titan's going to be a problem. All right, prismatic ending. Snipe the amulet. And then they get to Titan, but at least it's not going to come down in haste and kill us immediately. Although I do have 2 Titans. Maybe we shouldn't have Inquisitioned? I don't know. It would have been nice if we could have got Ephemerate first and Ephemerate and then prismatic ending, but it's probably asking too much. Well, we don't have the mana to do everything right now. I think we have to get rid of the amulet right this second. We can't let Titan come down with the amulet. We could have not cast the Inquisition, which maybe that would have been correct to not Inquisitioned and tried to go for Ephemerate and prismatic ending and just hope that they just hope that they didn't have anything. Maybe that would have been better. Urza Saga is like a Micromancer, except it costs 0 and generates 2 8/8s. Pretty much. Alright, here's Titan number 1. At least there's no Amulet. And there's no Dryad. We got through that. Yeah, opponent is down to 3 minutes. And we can Urtide the first Primeval Titan. I don't know what we would do about the second one, but... our clock is so incredibly slow. We can kill the Primeval Titan and get in for 1. When are you playing Artifact Mage Tribal? What's that, Clockwork? Alright, so opponent gets another Titan in the form of Delaria West. And, well, gonna need something. Ooh, okay. Well, that's kind of something. Something-ish. Thought sees you. Take a Titan. Play the land. Okay, okay. Okay, there's hope. Oh, Urtai. All right, so we can kill the Titan, and now we can start Riptide Labbing back the Urtai to stop future Titans. Summoner's backed. Wow, they just draw it, so they're going to get another Titan. Oh, they're going to get the Dryad. Interesting. Cavern. Oh, does this mean we're dead? Oh, this... Yeah, this might mean we're dead then. So I play the Dryad. Actually, maybe this is okay. Okay, so we killed the Primeval Titan, right? It's got to be Primeval Titan. Oh, yeah, no, we're definitely not going to let it attack. If it attacks, we die. All right, Urtai. I don't think they can get another Titan this turn. Because they need to spend 3 to transmute, so they shouldn't be able to. So blow up the Primeval Titan. Opponent gets to draw a card. Opponent. Unless I just draw into a Titan. There's only 2 left, though. 2 minutes. Can we survive for 2 more minutes? Think we should have killed the Dryad instead? I mean, I don't think they can kill us this turn either way unless they just get super lucky. Alright, there's the Delaria West transmute. Troy Monster, welcome to the Fishbowl. Gets a Valaka, plays the Valaka. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you, thank you. Okay. Valaka's our face. That's what they transmuted for? Interesting. One, two, 3. Ugh. All right, crack this down to 9. Get the Watery Grave. Untap. Prismatic Ending. Okay, so. Well, 1, 2, 3. Prismatic Ending the Dryad. Hitcha. Can we survive this turn? Opponent takes the beats. Well, yeah, we'll just pass. We'll just pass the Riptide Lab. Oh, well, we're doing neat synergies. We have not won much, though, meanwhile. Favorite play I'm making Urza blue white. I play him in mono blue Tron if they just made him blue. Yeah, I wonder about the colors. I mean, it seems like they were trying to split up the colors, really. That's what it seemed like to me, is they wanted to have a meld pair in every color combination. So that might be what they were going for. Well, hit you with our Micromancer. The world's slowest clock continues. Okay, Besage's the Riptide Lab. Okay, sure. Grab a land. Hedge over one. I mean, can our opponent kill us in 47 seconds? We might win by the clock. I don't think we want to spend our Urtai here with our opponent at 45 seconds. Like, if we can keep Dryad off the battlefield, I'm not sure how they kill us. Like, Dryad and Primeval Titan are the only two things that seem super relevant. Opponent passes. Planes. Hit ya. Opponent takes it. Well, grab Yarion. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 14 in 35 seconds. About it. Well, we found the way. Ooh, the clock for the win. Go attacking. Ooh, 1, 2. Okay, let's pass. Next turn we can just get... Yeah. Next turn we can get a Blood Moon and probably really seal the deal here. About it. No, there's Secure Tribe Elder. And passes. All right. Step through. Cycle it. Magus of the Moo. Play it. And I think that should do it, right? All right. Opponent has no mana. Opponent has 20 seconds, 19 seconds, 18 seconds. And we found a way. How do you feel about Hercule and Gix getting cards? I think it's super sweet to see these classic characters from the early years of Magic actually get cards. So I'm hyped about it. I like the nostalgia. I think that the Brothers War is a very, very much a set that needs to be focused on nostalgia. That's one of the reasons I'm a little skeptical of putting the Transformers in it. Wow. Okay, so we won a match. It required our opponent timing out. Oh, so this deck is really interesting. It is really interesting. I will say, I'm sure like maybe Krim would play it better than I would. It is very, very control-y. Like, as control-y as control-y can possibly be. And I think this is one of those decks that it probably is going to reward you for playing it a lot. I think if you want to play this deck, because we've seen there have been people who've had some success with it. It's a very new thing, but there's people who've had some success with Micromancer strategies. I think that you just want to play it a ton, because I think all the toolbox aspect, knowing what you're tutoring up for each situation at each time, that's going to be really, really essential. So I think that that's the TLDR. Yes, our record with the deck wasn't super duper good, but I mean, we're just picking it up. We're trying it, messing around. So I think that's also like maybe part of it. Like, we're just not super experienced with the archetype. So I would say if you do want to pick up the deck, do a lot of practicing, because it's going to take a lot of work, but it can do some really cool things. Like, the synergies that it offers, I think are pretty neat. So wow. But yes, it is slow, it is grindy. Almost every single match that we played through this entire thing was like pretty much going all the way to time. So anyway, that is Micromancer in Modern. Why is it called Micromancer? It's a good question. I mean, I guess it's because it's tutoring up 1-drops, like micro little tiny spells, I assume is what they're going for, but wow. Anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So that's some Modern action. Don't worry, there's a ton more Modern A ton more Modern coming up. Yeah, I did feel like the deck felt a little bit like Control on hard mode. So I think maybe that's also, you could use a sweeper in there maybe and stuff like that. So there's definitely some stuff that could be done to maybe improve it. But anyway, everyone, I believe that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So reminders. Replay YouTube this week, find all the old streams, normal YouTubes, tons of stuff coming up on there. And one more reminder that are sponsored by Discard Kingdom. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome. And I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out for some Modern. Have a great night. Have a wonderful weekend. Check out the YouTube for more Magic action. And we'll be back on Tuesday to have some more fun. So until then, everyone, I love y'all. Have a good one. And I will talk to you soon.